What up?
We have two thieves and an NPC thief. We could just flank the kobolds.
Last time
they
we
have
got
a-
outflanked by them.
They have a tunnel that leads to where behind them.
Yeah. Turn on do not disturb while we're doing this.
Yeah, pretty much just flank those kobolds. Or we can
Can
throw
we go into the orcs? Because there's still more down there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is...
We already have a map of where we're going, sounds like.
Yeah, we have a map of the orc caves.
So, for the orc cave, the current situation is there is two entrances we know of. One of them is the west entrance of that specific cave, that cave system. What's in there is hobgoblins. On the other side, that is the western side. So on the other side, we have the orc cave, which is the east side. On the east side, we have the first area map. We have a map to the north that goes down a cave, and then on the left-hand side, we have been pretty deep in. We found a relatively good stash of stuff, but nothing more other than that. We fought those last time. That being said, every time we've entered, we've had a magic caster. We do not have a magic caster with spells like the previous magic caster. So that is going to be up to you guys to decide.
Gotcha. So, do you mean like you finished the east entrance, or you just haven't found much beyond that first?
So in the first area, it's no, I wouldn't call it clear, but it's definitely like done for the most part. But we have not explored the northern part of the eastern cave. What we know of is there's a hallway, and there's a trap or a pit, and then behind that we know there's a hallway with a little bit and a door. That's what we learned last night. We do not know anything past that. So if you guys want to go that route, that is a completely understandable route to go.
Wait, where?
Yeah, that might make the most sense then, unless you guys want to start exploring the west, because we already have some maps.
We already know on the west that there is a stronghold of the hobgoblins, which is going to be very dangerous.
We would have to bring siege equipment one way.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
East, north is the game then?
I think we should go east again. East and go to the east side and then start essentially exploring that north part. We did kill a lot of orcs, though. I think
Sweet.
mainly because of a veil with that fireball. That was really nice.
Veil's not here because we have two new players, and I do not trust new players, so I'm not bringing my new character with new players.
All right.
Who's the new player? Oh, let's say for Xeno.
By the way, honestly, I'm gonna go to bed at 12:30, cause I have to go somewhere tomorrow. Can you fill me in of what happens while I'm gone?
Hey.
Alright, so we're down one. Cool.
No, I still have 15.
This game's going to take 3 hours.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's the issue. I'm gonna go take a leak. I'll be right back.
Bye.
Shit. I'm gonna go get some water.
What's up, Gabriel?
What's up?
Chippy.
I'm about to play D&D.
You tell him that you're gay.
Nah. Leave
Alright,
it?
I'm about to dip for real.
Alright. Take care, bro. Call me, alright? I'll see you.
Does anyone sit on mapping tonight?
I never run captain.
Yeah.
So whoever wants to
Oh,
run.
do you wanna
captain is
drink?
cool.
I have a monster.
And then
Oh.
the way you
We'll call you
works
get
is
in the head
you
and
go
then
to
act
a area
like
that
I
has
come
not
out
been
and
mapped.
put my
It's
phone really
a
close
Yeah.
to my face.
map.
Oh no, I'm
Sorry,
not-
I'll call you when. Yeah, text me when that's happening. I'll call you.
You can if you want. I'm working on building a ODST armor set, so I'm kind of like doing
What?
whatever right now. So
All right,
Hey,
ladies and gentlemen.
I'll stay up tonight. I'm just gonna be using my phone later.
cool. Thank you.
Most of us are using our phones.
Up to you.
Okay.
It has been
It's still
5
early enough
minutes.
to back out. We haven't made any plans or anything, so don't worry about it if you gotta go.
All right, so let's get started here. All right, last we left off, our party came back from another expedition, and we're pretty successful. An expedition from the cavern east of Down, right?
Hey Zeno, you're hot micing if you want to use the push.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
No worries.
All right, but yes, your party of roughly 8 members gathers here in the town of Down. We've got like 1 retainer, I think, or 2. So, yeah, we gathered here in the town of Down for another expedition. We're joined by some older characters, some new characters, right? And some very experienced characters, at least in this area of the campaign. So, for those who weren't here in the last adventure, the crew came back after another successful expedition in that cavern east of Down. They managed to clear out 2 groups of orcs and make it down into dungeon level 2 again from a different part of the caves, right? So we've discovered 2 ways to get down there, and the second way was down into some kind of balcony or lookout or overhang chamber, right? That looked over level 2, right? We defeated lots of orcs. We even killed some more rats as well. So they made decent progress. We didn't suffer any major casualties. One guy lost his leg for a bit. He has recovered, and he's actually among, or his household is among our group. That was Gold's character Odysseus, but he's playing as Poseidon today. We'll see. So let me fix your names. I know a lot of you, your names are not updated yet, so let me fix that for you. All right, so like Ethan is Johnson today as apprentice, right? He's bringing in his retainer Tethro, the apprentice. Gold is playing as Poseidon, so I'll fix your name real quick. And let's see. Honestly is playing as Christian. Alright, and let's see. Geese is Vale. And he's bringing his. Oh no, he's not playing as Vale today, right? You're playing as Goose?
No.
You leave
Vale's
Vale
staying
back.
back. And Goose is coming. There's new players. I don't trust bringing a high level elf, or at least a level 2 elf with new players. No offense to them guys.
All good.
There's one new player.
And Niall the apprentice, he was killed, so now we've got Kyle, right, the medium. So let me fix your name. So Kyle is the heir of
One new player
Niall.
can get the entire party killed with one move.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen that happen to him?
Too many times. One person costs, the entire crew. That's very true. So you gotta be careful who you trust.
I lost a level 4 fighter over a stupid move a new player did.
Yeah.
Damn.
Alright. We've also got our new player, Zeno, playing as Amur, the apprentice. And we've got Jenks. Alright.
Gold, what's the scale on that map you did?
I don't think it's a scale.
Well, I tried to keep it accurate, so I downloaded a grid to make it that it's supposed to be a one-on-one recreation if possible. But thanks to the grid and the layout of how, well, long story short, I still have a copy of it. I can just send another copy.
Right. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
The scale
just,
is pretty good.
Like, what size are the squares? Are they 5 feet? Is that what you're doing?
They're 5 feet. The same as he can always.
5 or 10. Man, what kind of dungeon you're exploring?
Bad thing.
That reminds me, I actually haven't updated it.
Alright, so let's not waste any more time. Right, let's figure out what everyone wants to do for
Yo,
this.
can you do me the hugest
Oh,
favor?
1 second, guys. My friend's here.
Yeah, dude, if you
What's
send
up?
that over when
Can you drop this off at the library?
Yeah, I got you.
Alright, I'll bring you back something.
No worries, no problem. You don't have to. Thank you.
No, because that's a huge hassle. You don't go to the MC.
When does it due?
It's been due.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll go there probably tomorrow or later today.
In the bed.
You know, I guess you sure.
Alright, sorry about that. Let's see.
Thanks.
So, we're gonna go down the list and see what everyone wants to do. Some background information on the campaign for those who are not familiar with where we're at. The town of Down is a small frontier settlement along the coast here, right? Parties of adventurers gather here and use this town sort of as a base of operations. They set out for expeditions north, east, and south into dangerous locations to seek their golden glory. North and east of here are some cave systems among grasslands or the forest. The grassland caverns belong to a race of wicked dogmen known as kobolds, who raid and pillage those areas, and any settlers that try to move into the territory. For the forest here, it was a territory that used to belong to elves, taken by the humans, and then lost to the greenskins, right? Orcs, goblins, and hobgoblins all kind of fight over this area, or work together to take the area, but they share it together. We've had a lot of expeditions there, and it's been pretty successful. Toward the south, we've got this swamp, a bit further away from town, a bit more dangerous. It's an ancient temple ruin in the middle of it. It's on a small island in the middle of the swamp. You can check that out if you want, if you're interested in fighting on or taking on some undead, right? So the southlands are pretty dangerous. Growing evil continues to kind of plague the southern borders, right? Move into various territories, right? Spreading disease and plague. But down is, they've done pretty well to protect against that. Toward the north, we've got some other settlements, frontier settlements like Dog, which is a small frontier village, kind of surrounding hamlets, often raided by berserkers and other raider type factions, right? And then toward the west, we've got the mining settlements of Easton, and very close with the dwarves under their village, right? They have a lot of prospects under that village in those mountains. They also have to deal with a lot of monster issues, right, under their village and under those mountains. Far toward the north, if you're interested, we've got some other dangerous locations to check out, like this old castle ruin, right, where a rumored dragon has taken a lair to, right? It used to belong to the peoples of the north, right? The berserkers are wild men, but it was lost to a dragon. We've got another temple ruin toward the northwest in a dense jungle, if you're interested in that. So, two kind of temple ruins, a jungle ruin and a swamp ruin, right? Temple ruins, at least. Alright, so lots of different ideas, but for the most part, our particular crew has been focusing on the caves to the east in the Greenskin territory, right? So, you guys will have a chance to share your preferences on what this crew will do for this adventure. Okay, so I'll let you guys openly share and discuss what you guys think. Anyone have any particular preferences or want to lead this crew or anything like that? What would you guys like to do? Yeah, for this adventure.
I think we should go back to the Greenskin territory and hit the east side of that cavern and explore
I'm down.
north part of it.
I'm down for kobolds or east cave. That is up to you guys.
DM, do I still have my shield on me?
Check your character sheet.
Oh, wait, okay.
You wanna fight kobolds? Well, this is gonna be definitely interesting.
No, I said I'm good for either, so whatever the party wants to do.
No,
I want to go somewhere where I can actually use my great sword.
Go to no.
Go to war. My character.
Alright, Gold. You want to take command to get the highest XP?
I can, and I. And I mean,
Are you working today?
no, I'm at home.
Cool. Perfect. You guys cool with gold running?
Sure, yeah. Always.
You're good with what?
Yerp.
I didn't hear what you said.
Alright, so
It's
whatever
They're
gold
asking
says,
if you're cool with me running the show, evidently.
That's fine.
Alright, so whatever gold says is what I say.
Same.
Alright, so you guys want to appoint a party leader to lead you? Let's see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Appoint it. Goose, and Goose, what do you think this crew will do for this adventure?
What do I
Oh
think?
wait, you need to post my
Or not
character
Goose,
sheet.
Poseidon, right? Yeah, Poseidon's the leader?
Yep.
Okay. So, Poseidon, what do you think the party will do?
We could go with the classic, which is the dungeon to the east. Too many people for the temple to the south. We haven't visited in a long while to the ruins to the north. But there's also a mine in the north, if I'm correct.
It's the kobolds.
Which one did you guys go to last? We should probably just keep up.
No, the kobolds live in a temple near the mountains. I'm thinking of if Deacon, could you care to scroll up a bit on the map? Not that one, the other one up north from Dell. Too far, we're talking about the mine.
Easton? This one over here? Or
No.
the mines? The kobold mines?
The
in
mine
the hills?
there, yeah.
That's
That one.
kobold.
Oh, that's the kobold mine. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Oh, you guys are looking at Deacon's screen. I was like, what are you guys talking about?
Personally, I have more experience with the dungeon to the east.
Yeah.
So I would be more than satisfied with going there. However, we are going against orcs, and we have been fighting them for a fucking while.
We do have a
So
very
be
powerful
prepared
crew.
for traps and such.
A
I'm
large
sorry?
party. Bear in mind, we also have a large crew, right? So if you want something optimal, I mean, we can take a high risk today, right, with a large crew like this. So, more risk.
DM, you need to post my character sheet. Start in there.
What's up?
You know what? You're right.
My character sheet's not posted. I need it.
Yeah, I don't typically post them until the end of the game, but here, I'll post it.
We will head to the dungeon in the east, but how many players are we? Okay, we're
Like we're
6
80.
players.
And we have one retainer.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna go to the east.
Alright,
I know it's
continue.
not exactly the most risk in the world, but
Make more progress against that particular area, right? Continue our eastern campaign.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Some news on the eastern campaign. Some of you are familiar, of course. The past exploits that your parties have accomplished have allowed the town of Down to make a push into the enemy territory, right? Beforehand, of course, there was kind of a border between the grassland territories and their forest territories. We would send adventurers in during the day. They would send raiding parties in at night to harass the settlers trying to secure, our eastern front. But now that they've had lost multiple groups and armies, right? Small orc groups or raiding parties, even a whole layer of hobgoblins, they had to withdraw from the border and regroup, right? So they've left their many of their forts without as many guards, right? And so Down's armies have been able to kind of push in there and start assaulting or attacking these various forts and making progress into taking the forest, right? At least the western parts. So they're in the middle. They're in the midst of making progress, but it's gonna be a while before they maybe fully take on all three of those various forts here. I think one of our crews did try to help them one time, but they never made it.
We encountered Northmen. Yeah.
There's been issues with the western one. We've had a little bit of success to the south, but however, the southlands or the southern area of the force is lightly swamped and wet, which has caused a lot of the troops to become sick. The north area, they've actually engaged in warfare against the wildmen as well. So it wasn't just you guys, but they've also had issues, right? Upon reaching the forest or the fort there, they actually lost that battle. So we won one battle because we had a very powerful magic user, but one of the armies of Down were actually lost, or nearly lost, right? They had to retreat back to Down with reports that an enemy army from the north, particularly the raiders from Ezgi, have marched in on this territory. They claim that these forts used to belong, or at least these forests used to belong to them, right? These lands used to belong to them before the Western men moved in, right? Or the free men of Down, right? Naturally, everyone has a claim to the forest, right? The orcs claim it, the elves claim it, even the men claim it, right? We'll see who takes it though, right? We're making a lot of progress into this area. At least we're clearing up the green skins under it, forcing them deeper below the surface, right? Okay. And we'll continue doing that today, it sounds like. You guys are going back into the caves, right? So.
Looks like we lost a player.
Okay. Who do we lose?
I think he's just switching to his phone. He
Um,
didn't have those.
Okay.
He told me to send an invite to his hold. I don't know why.
Oh, your friend left? Alright.
Oh, he says he's joining back.
Okay.
Wait.
We'll begin our march to the east then. So, from the town of Down, the most direct course of travel, as per usual, unless you guys want to change it up, is to just march east, right? Across the bridge to the grasslands, into the forest, into the caverns, right? Or the caves. Is that fine, or do you guys want to change up your course of travel?
That's cool.
That's cool with me.
Something happened to your account or something? So you changed your name?
This is my because my router went out.
Okay, yeah. Let me fix your name real quick then. Alright, appreciate the effort to come back. Let's see. Alright, let's start traveling. As you travel, as you know, there's a chance for random encounters as you press through this territory, particularly into the enemy territories of Down, right? You might encounter one of their day patrols. Most of the time, they're very defensive during the day, right? They don't really send any orcs or goblins out, right? But hobgoblins usually will patrol the forest during the day, right? As hunting and raiding parties. Let's see if we encounter anything like that. Right. So there was a possible encounter in the forest, but it wasn't exactly hobgoblins or anything like that. Let's check it for the greenskins. Oh, yeah, so it was just some type of random encounter. Let's do a kind. Nothing special. Let's see if it was valuable in any way. It was. Alright. Lucky find. On the way into the forest, you came across valuables, possibly. You're moving through this part of the woods, and one of your crewmates or your party is able to discover rare plant life growing out here, particularly a very rare herb, right? It's valued for a lot of money, right? For whatever reason. Maybe it's medicinal, maybe recreational, but anyway, you came across a patch of these herbs as you're moving through the woods, and you can loot it if you want. Its value, we'll say, is roughly worth. You came across some herbs that are worth about 30 coppers, and they weigh about maybe 30 pounds. Yeah, so it's 30 pounds, right? 30 yeah, it's a lot of herbs. It's 30 pounds worth of herbs, and it's all valued at 30 coppers total. Would you like to loot this, or do you just want to move on? It might be like medicinal herbs, right?
Let's do it.
It's just free loot.
Yeah, we got some.
Alright, turns out there's actually a little more. There was an extra 20 discovered after you fully harvested it. So you've harvested a total of 50 pounds of the herb, and it's worth 50 coppers. It's just 50 pounds. Who's going to carry it, or are we going to put it on the animals or something? It's 50 pounds of loot, so it's kind of heavy.
Pretty sure we got a cart.
Okay, you want to load on the cart? Who's got a cart?
Pretty sure somebody does. I can't remember who. One of our guys does.
That was Alpha.
Okay, we got horses. Who wants to load on their horse, maybe? right? So they don't have to carry it on their person.
Wait, half of it on mine, half of it on this is.
Okay, so
My
Christian
horse is
wants.
already way down.
My horse is already way down. Who else has got a horse? Ethan?
Christian, if you
Put
put
on
loot
your
on your
horse.
horse, you can't ride it anymore. Is that fine? Because your horse is overburdened when you ride it. So if you put supplies on there, you can't ride it anymore.
For me or Ethan?
You're the heavy fighter, right, Christian?
Oh
So
shit.
if you mount your horse, you can't.
Yeah.
If you mount your horse, you can't put supplies in it. But if you put supplies in it, you can't ride it, right? It'll be overburdened.
I have a backpack, don't I?
Well, yeah, but like if you're riding it, if you put stuff in your backpack, your horse could become overburdened, right? It's already kind of
Okay.
slowed down by all your weight, right?
Damn.
You can still take it if you want,
Do you
but
usually fight on your horse? Because if you're not fighting on it, just load it up. Because we're moving at the same speed as everyone else for a while.
yeah. Right now we're a medium footman
Okay,
crew.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, you can just load on your horse.
Really have this.
Yeah, just bear in mind the horse can't move as fast at the moment while you're riding it with all that supplies and loot. So it's still possible. It's just your horse is slowed right now for sure. Let's see. All right.
I'm also heavy, guys, so that's why I can't put anything on my horse, but I tend to like fighting on my horse, so...
And logistically speaking, I guess, do you want to track it on 2 different horses, or do you want to just put it on 1 horse?
Put it on his.
Okay.
Put
So,
it on
herbs, 50. Alright, these are worth 1 copper each. Herbs, 50 pounds.
So who are they loaded on?
Mine.
Alright, I put the value of them on there, and I put the weight. Okay. Alright, travels continue eastward. So we were slowed for a moment as we harvested the various herbs. It took your crew maybe 10 minutes, at least a turn. You gathered it together, you loaded it on the horse, and you moved on, right? So arrival time is 10:10. And do we want to approach from the east to change or to move around? It'll maybe take 10 minutes, right? Or over. It's not around, but you can move past and over the western cave and onto the eastern side, actually, and enter from there. Is that what you want to do? It'll take 10 minutes.
Correct.
Yeah, we'll go over to the eastern side.
So you arrived at the western side, you went right over the hill, and you're entering from the east instead. Alright, let's move from our large scale or campaign map onto the dungeon map that we've got drawn up. Most of these crew members aren't here today, it looks like. At least half of them are. Maybe. No. So he's not here. Christian's here. But he's not here. Algar is not here. Okay. Johnson. Alright, so just 2. Okay. So starting with Johnson.
Yep.
You want to light your lantern like last time or something else?
I don't have my lantern. My
It's on
Oh,
me.
your retainer has it.
no, yeah, retainer. Yeah, not on.
Okay.
I had a.
You want
I
to-
made a retainer.
Yeah, you'll prepare it then, right?
I will have the retainer light it.
I'll attach
Now
it
I
to him
can
when the
go
time comes. Oh, we let
Now I
it
can
to
go. Well,
Do you want to do combo again, or do you want to switch it up?
yeah, I'm gonna keep my combo because my retainer has my 10-foot pole.
Yeah, you'll help lead probably. You've got
Yeah.
Tethro, right? Let's grab one for Tethro.
Tekuro.
Here's your retainer. And he shall equip his pull. as you had advised. And I suppose in his other hand you'll have his composite bow. Okay, he is ready to go. He'll help lead with you if you plan to lead. Or I think the one that wanted to lead was Poseidon today. Sounded like he wanted to lead.
They won't put me in charge for whatever reason.
Okay. Yeah, the best
You were
leaders.
in charge.
Have you, Poseidon? Have you been in this?
Let's see.
Been here
Then where?
as Poseidon?
I think he has. We can check the records
Yeah.
if anything. Christian, what would you like to equip? It's your turn.
Short sword and my shield.
Alright, sounds good. Okay, and you're a heavy foot. You're not bringing your horse inside, right? It doesn't have the
No.
morale to go in there. Or ability, usually. Okay. In that case, next is gonna be Kyle. Your character's new, 300, so you're gonna get a new token. If you see one you like, just let me know. I'll grab it for you, or I can just grab you a random one.
A random one.
Okay. Say, this is you.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. What would you like to equip?
A
Your-
bow.
A bow. Okay, sounds good. All right. Next is gonna be Goose. Right. New token as well. You wanna pick it? I'll scroll through and let me know.
Give me
yours.
something with heavy armor.
Okay, sure. I'll give you a heavy helmet character. Let's see if we can find one.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Full
And put
helmet.
me at the rear, combo, make sure I have my light.
Okay. You want your lantern? Is that or your continual light? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. You guys can thank the elf for that.
Alright. Continual light. It's supposed to be a 60-foot radius, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's roughly 60. Alright.
Thank you.
What do you want to equip? Sorry, it was
Yeah, you're good. I'm gonna be on the rear with the combo.
combo. Alright. Next is gonna be Poseidon. I think we have your token on the board somewhere from a previous expedition. You were probably somewhere
sure?
else. No. Maybe up here. No. Oh, there you are. Last time you went out, you went to the kobold one, I think. Yeah. Alright. Poseidon's here. You want Mason Shield again or something else?
The warbow.
Warbow? Okay. Alright. And then, let's see who's next. Christian. Oh, wait, no, you're not next. Deckless. You'll need a token for our crew. So, if you see a token you want, just let me know. I'll grab it for you.
Dwarf.
Dwarf token.
That's all I demand is dwarf.
Okay, how does, this dwarf token look to you? Or do you want a different one?
I don't like either of those.
Okay, okay. No worries, yeah. There's a bunch of them. We can grab a different one.
Don't want to be ugly.
How about this one? The classic dwarf.
Honestly, they weren't ugly enough.
You want this one? Or maybe the...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Go with the guy with the, whatever the hat is.
Which one was it? Column and row?
Say the quality goes up. So then, let's go. No, that works. Let's do that one.
Okay.
Go James Blake. Look at that
Yes.
Seen
With a
a
pipe
wave.
in your mouth.
Don't know what I've seen.
Let's see. It's been a long while since he last adventured. He started at level 0. What do you want to wield? Your shield and crossbow, or axe, or?
No, I have that stowed for now. I'll just wear the crossbow out overland.
Okay, crossbow.
Are we going inside or not?
Yeah, we're gonna be exploring into a cave soon.
DM, Zeno had to leave.
All right.
Yeah, if we're going in, then I'll have the crossbow out. All that.
Sounds good.
Just so the DM knows, I'm watching the roof.
Oh yeah, yeah. Keep it. Are those gnats still there?
He'll tell us in a minute, but I was just saying. I don't want homie to get landed on again.
Yeah, it's understood that your characters are carefully exploring and observing their surroundings as they move. The issue was mainly that thing was camouflaged, so the only way you would see it is stopping in a particular area to take the time to actually find or detect the.
Or use and detect. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your characters are not, of course, blind. Like they're searching. It's just that thing was so well camouflaged. You wouldn't see unless you took the time and day to actually study or poke that wall.
Or the elf had.
Yeah, or you had an elf.
Detect monster or whatever.
Right. So it had a surprise on us. So yeah. Naturally, yeah. When you guys explore, I'm not saying your character's running and they're not looking. They're looking hard, but sometimes you need to look even harder to the point where like you're barely moving, right? So you gotta study that ceiling. If you're gonna do that, you might be there all day, right? So sometimes you just gotta poke the wall, right? Poke the ceiling.
Take a risk. Yep.
Yeah. Fastest way to know if something's there, you'll find out when it shows itself, I guess, right? Or
Yeah.
you poke it.
Well, that ground's gonna cave in soon, so there's gonna be a whole
Yeah,
bunch
it's,
of stuff we gotta worry about.
The water's been damaging the floor, right? So.
Is there any way we can stop the water?
All right.
Stop water, it finds a new way. Doesn't really make a difference.
Are all tokens on the board now? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
5, 6.
We don't have a
So-
card.
Alright. I didn't miss anyone, right? Let's see. Did anyone not get on
We
the
don't
board?
have a card, no.
Okay.
The only one is Zeno. No, he's not here.
Alright, yeah, all good. So Christian and Johnson, you guys are leading?
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright. And then Teth, who wants to take second rank out of the rest of you? I know Goose wants to stay back.
I would like second rank.
Who's party leader?
It's Johnson or Christian right now. They're leading the crew, sounds like.
Yeah.
I thought Poseidon wanted to lead,
I
but or you guys voted Poseidon to lead, but you're not putting him in the front, so he can't really lead then. You can
Yeah,
lead
that's
from-
what I'm saying if you want.
Shit,
If you want me in the front, put me in the front.
You just want to send him up
I
there?
also want to do the front so I can do my thief stuff.
Oh, you want your retainer?
Oh.
You can prowl the floor.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would like my retainer up there.
Alright, so
I
Johnson, you're
would
gonna lead?
move At second rank.
Because I think you led the last expedition. They maybe appointed someone else, but the real leader was you, I think. You were the one leading the crew further in, so.
Yeah.
Alright, you're gonna lead
Why
again?
not? I lead.
Yeah.
Oh, pray to God.
Alright,
Christian, I can switch with you
I-
if you want to be in the front.
you want to be close to the
close.
front?
I would like to draw in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Alright,
make sure to proud the roof. I don't want another spider jumping down on us.
yeah, so this is the DM map, which is only accessible when they play. I mean, they can take pictures or draw their own map, but the idea is, I know you normally, Dungeon Master's not supposed to draw the map usually, but just for convenience and shortage of time, as long as the characters are doing the mapping right, I'll draw a basic map for them. If they want further details, they'll have to make their own. If they want the map anytime they want, they have to make their own, which they often, some of them at least do. I know Gold does, but yeah. While they're gaming, if the characters are mapping, I'll do a group map for them, right? Overall map with the basic details of what's going on. Let's see.
Every now and then I'll build something, like if it's a building or something.
All right. So
You're
yeah,
real quiet, just so you know, Goose.
cave entrance is
Yeah,
20
I'm
feet wide
away
as
from
per
the mic,
usual.
so.
For those who haven't been here, you approach the east cavern of the cave east of Down. Cavern, of course, being a cave open to, or the entry cave, of course. So, toward the north, you see a mossy pile of rubble. Water flows in from the northeast into the cave, flowing down southwest down a cliff into a lower level of the dungeon immediately. There are wildflowers growing along the creek. Everything to the map seems accurate so far. I'll roll for any changes. Let's see. Alright. But yeah, nothing seems to have... there are no major developments here. There's the charring on the floor, maybe. So the north floor is charred. You do see... let's see. The cracks are mostly the same. 2 exits. By the way, you're able to see this from outside the cave. The light of day, of course, allows you to see up to maybe 30 feet into the cave before it gets too dark. Other than that, one other minor thing is, yeah, the gnats are still there, flying between the mossy rubble and the wildflowers. Finally, you also smelled, yeah, it smells like, maybe burnt rubber, maybe? Yeah, it smells burnt and rotten toward the north, right? So there's a burnt, naturally, burnt, rotten smell the further you go in, coming from that north area. Some of you know why, right? So, okay.
I'm gonna move. Let's have Tetero prod the roof out. Boosting out real on encounter a spider.
Alright, so yeah, I think our crew was just here yesterday, so not much has changed. This cart's not there.
Mama.
But yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, then let's continue.
Okay. Johnson, you want to lead the crew southwest to the cliff, west to the western exit, or north to the northern exit, or something else?
Northwest.
Northwest?
Let's go north.
As you're exploring, Christian from the back suggests to go through the north exit. Okay. So at this point, you all are exploring. You're following Johnson. If you want to do something differently, speak up, right? Otherwise, Johnson will lead you until you're ready to act, right? But for now, your current action is following Johnson's lead. If you're not leading the crew.
I'm
So you're
gonna
all
trail one step behind the group.
5 feet behind? Sure.
Correct.
Alright, the party is exploring toward the northwest, as Johnson had stated. You approach the northwestern area of the cave. There are 2 exits here. Again, you see the burnt rot, or you smell something burnt, something rotten. You also start to hear it. Down this north tunnel, you can hear what sounds like a bunch of flies and maggots crawling around, right? Buzzing, the sound of death, maybe, or decay. You also see, of course, a spiked pit trap open, and toward the west, you see a bloodstained demon statue just sitting in the middle of the floor, the middle of the tunnel. It's about 3 feet wide. Kind of makes it very tight to push through, so it's kind of in the way. Small piles of bone litter the north and south sides of the western tunnel. Which way would you like to proceed?
North.
Okay.
Watch out for the trap.
Yeah.
So as you
I'm gonna
proceed
highlight
through
that.
this north tunnel, yeah, you
Yeah.
you want Tetra to go first and prod, or do you want to go first?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna have him prod.
Okay, yeah, he's prodding that floor, right? So he's prodding it first. If you want, you can have him prod and then you can advance, or you can have him just prod
Yeah.
and advance. Okay,
I'm
so
gonna have him prod and then advance.
okay, so you'll prod the area. He taps the floor around the pit trap. Nothing detected. You're able to advance safely. He goes in right after you. And you can make your way around the spiked pit trap. It is smells burnt, and as you're walking over this burnt up area, the floor is actually kind of charred and burnt and oily, right? Here and there, right? Flaky and oily.
I was gonna say, wouldn't the oil would have been
burnt
burnt
right?
away?
Dried, yeah. So burnt and melted, right? It's charred up and dry and flaky. It's a little oily here and there in some areas, but for the most part, it's dry and safe enough to move across. Bear in mind though, it dirties your shoes or boots, right? You're stepping in like ash, pretty much, or the remnants of oil, right? Burnt oil. So particularly.
There's been any
flammable.
movement.
Okay, so yeah,
Ash.
you're able to safely go around the pit though. Proceed around it without any issues.
Alright.
Tetro continues to prod. The party continues to explore, which means they're carefully observing, listening, and of course, moving and mapping. Right. Our rate of movement is the slowest crewmate's movement times 3 through mapped areas. So we're able to proceed 30 feet before a turn passes. A turn just passed, so it's currently 10:30 already upon passing the spiked pit trap. All right. So again, this is a scorched tunnel. The whole area is scorched. I'll increase the font here just to emphasize that this whole tunnel, at least starting from this line here, and then until further notice, is going to be scorched. Alright, the buzzing gets a little louder, especially toward the east up ahead. The tunnel you're moving through is about 30 feet long before it turns toward the east. And then from there it's a corner, 10-foot corner, and then turns toward the north right after that. So far, no major changes to the tunnel since you were last here. You're moving through mapped areas, right? So it's clear.
As we approach up here, I'm going to ask, because I think Christian, you want to
Yeah.
switch up so if we encounter anything, you can be able to melee.
Like,
You want to change it up? Christian, you want to lead?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
so Christian's going to lead now. So
allow him to
Tetros
go
is
for it.
back.
I feel like it wouldn't be very good for him to be in the back. With a,
right,
melee.
I would want it to be in the front.
Alright, we are now walking among
Stand next
scorched
to
orc
Christian so I can see
remains.
in the dark.
Stand next
What'd
to
you say?
Christian.
oh
I
yeah,
can see in the dark.
Yeah, so elves have in our game have night vision, so or dwarves and elves both have night vision, so they see a little worse.
Don't
In
compare me to
daylight-
those pointy ears.
Apologies. But of course they see it better in dim conditions. Right, so the magical light that's that's provided
This
by
motherfucker's over here talking shit about my house. I hear him.
Goose here, yeah. It's dim light, so you can see normally. You can see twice the distance. So this dim light allows you to see quite far, right?
Thanks
Pretty
to
much anywhere you
me
go.
and the elf spell, little bitch. You can see.
All right. You've approached a hall full of orc remains, right? They're scattered across the floor here. Just to give you an idea of their positions, I'll just draw some circles to represent where they're at.
so they never came to get their bodies.
Yeah,
They're all
we
crispy
never
and
did.
charred. Any loot on them is gone, that's for sure, if there's any loot. But they're all just charred up, and there are maggots and flies among them, crawling in and out of what little meat was salvageable after they were burnt and charred by the fireball spell casted in here last time.
Those heads worth anything like that?
They're all wrong.
Probably not.
Probably not. It's hard to
Or worth
distinguish
half.
them as orc heads now. They might-
Reverse that?
Usually fresh heads are the ones that are valuable usually, or proof enough. But they're charred and
Cool.
not, maybe if you're, maybe there's a chance you might be able to get paid for them, but
Well, if we don't have any loot, boys, we know what we're doing.
Well, they're also rotten, and they could have diseases on them.
well, they're charred and burnt and covered in maggots and flies. Right. So I'll put just represent the area they cover with black circles. Just a rough idea. This tunnel is full of them. You're stepping right over them. There's at least I think 8 in here. So one more. Oops. Alright, so roughly 8 charred remains littered across the floor here. Alright, you're walking among it. Otherwise, the tunnel is clear. No major changes, except up ahead. As you round the corner, you can see a door to the west. Alright.
Oh shit.
Okay, so there's a door up ahead to the west. The char tunnel is discontinued after about 10 to 20 feet from the corner. Otherwise, you either proceed north, it's the only way, right? And you can check out that door. The floor is still being predated by Tethro, the party's still exploring. I'm just going to check the time real quick. So you've been exploring for a while now. Every 30 feet is 10 minutes passing. Every major interaction might be time passing as well. We haven't stopped really. We've just been exploring and mapping, right? That's all we've been doing so far. So yeah, we have advanced another roughly 30 feet in, so it is currently 10:40. Alright, I'm going to make a encounter check. Make sure it's still quiet. Alright, yeah, the tunnel is quiet still, fortunately. You don't hear any approaching monsters. Alright, so as we proceed north, we're seeing a door up ahead. Our light reveals the next area of the dungeon. Right. Let's see.
Check out that door.
Yeah.
Past this door, we've got ourselves a chamber up ahead.
Oh.
An open chamber continuing north. It appears to be supported by pillars. Let's see. Alright. And that's what you see up ahead. So, how would you like to continue? Do you want to check that door first, or do you want to maybe secure the chamber up ahead, or something else?
Yeah, I would like move forward and check that door with my shield up.
Christian, I think we should probably secure
Do we still hear the buzzing though?
The buzzing is among your feet. Yeah, the buzzing is coming from the rotting
Okay, it's just
remains. Yeah.
Alright, I think we should clear out the top first.
You should clear the top first, yeah. Right.
Yes. Then, when I'm able to, I can work on that door.
So secure it while the
alive.
thieves work
Yeah.
on the door.
Yeah, let the thief work on the door.
So Christian and Tethro are making their way up, prodding that floor. About to close in on the chamber. Party's going up there. Johnson wants to check out the door, so maybe switching spots with Deckless as they proceed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna light up a torch while I'm in the back.
Okay, that's fine. So as the party is carefully proceeding, we see that Christian leads the way with Tethro, who's prodding that floor. Deckless carefully follows with his crossbow. Johnson prepares to check out the door. Poseidon, do you want to just keep following or something else? Poseidon's proceeding with the warbow.
At this point, he's gonna put away his crossbow. He's gonna switch to his shield and the axe there.
Okay, Poseidon, speak up if you want to change up your action, but currently you're following Deckless. Kyle, you're following Johnson with your short bow. Let me know if you want to change up your action. And then Goose, you're following 5 feet behind with your composite bow, right?
Yeah,
Right.
but I'm lighting a torch.
Oh yeah, you're lighting a torch as well. So it will take a moment. Lighting a torch is a long process sometimes, right? So you gotta get your tinderbox out,
Can
your torch
Kyle
out.
put the away?
So Goose will be busy preparing a torch from the back as you guys proceed. Right.
I just want to make sure my crossbow is stored on my belt, loaded, correct?
Your crossbow, let me check. We can say it's got a sling on it if you want. It costs 1 extra copper. I know you didn't have as much time to prepare, perhaps.
I'd love to do that.
Otherwise, it's carried by hand all the time, or set down when you're not using it.
I have a sick ass sling. It's awesome.
Yep, you got a weapon sling for it now, like a rifle sling.
I'd like to get actually a fancy sling. Can I pay twice as much?
Sure, you can have a, I guess
Fine sling.
a fine sling, yeah.
That Masterworks thing.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, a masterwork is different. Masterwork might be 10 times as much. So masterly crafted sling, but yours is just fine. It's of a good material, twice the value of a normal sling. So.
That'll do.
It looks quite fine, right? Very pretty. All right. So yeah, the party's proceeding, and to describe the chamber up ahead, right, as we proceed toward it, Christian, as you led your crew and Tethoro down this tunnel, as you pass the wooden door to the west, you approach a 30-foot by 30-foot chamber, it appears, supported by 4 different pillars. All right, and each of the pillars, they all have a face on them carved in there, right? They have faces carved in them. Okay.
Yeah.
They appear to be demonic faces carved on each side of each pillar. So just to annotate this, right? I'll annotate what you're seeing. Demonic face carving all sides. Okay, and this is for all the pillars.
Is it just a repeating pattern of faces? Like there's copies of each other?
Yes, they all are closed. Their mouths are open, and they're all closed. Their eyes are closed. That's what's closed. But their mouths are open, right? And they're about eye level, right? So you'd be like, they're about 5 to 6 feet in height, maybe like 5, 6 from the floor, right? So they're like, you know, same height as a person, right? They're not like low or anything. So you're like looking eye to eye with them pretty much, while they're just in the wall, right? Or in the pillars, I mean.
They're actually slightly taller than me by a good bit.
Okay, so yeah. For most humans, at least. It's taller than Deckless.
Taller.
Yeah, they're all just carved in the walls, right? At equal height, all the same sides, right? One on each side. They're all the same. Just to be aware of. It's a small detail, maybe. Alright, otherwise, the chamber seems to be somewhat empty at the moment. You see, maybe in the dim lighting of your magical light that proceeds into the chamber from the back, there's a pile of skeletal remains here and here, so to the north.
Would our dwarf see a little bit more?
Can we get a sense of how old they are from this distance? Or?
Alright. So that's what Christian and Tethro see from the front, of course. You guys can't see as much as they can, but as they proceed into the chamber, maybe you will. Alright, so it's back to Christian's turn. So Christian, do you want to proceed into the chamber or something else?
Proceeding to the chamber. Gold said something, by the way.
Yep, on his turn. Yeah, so you're proceeding in there. You want to just continue north? Any specific distance you want to proceed? 5, 10, 15 for this turn. We're in exploration turn, so, but we're not, or we're in, I would say, encounter turn. So encounter turns are like a minute each, right, per action. So
Can I raise
You're
my
not in
shield
combat.
before I go in there?
sure. So you carefully go in there, shield raised, and you want to proceed north, right?
Yep.
And then Tethro is gonna follow, prodding that floor ahead of you. He's gonna be right beside you, prodding the floor. Right. Yeah. And as he does that, Johnson, you wanna stop at the west door and check it out, or something else?
I will go up to the stop there, but I want to let people pass me, so just in case if it is like trapped, there's room for me to get out of there.
Okay, so you'll just wait
And,
at the door while everyone's proceeding.
Yeah, I don't want to. If there's an explosive, I don't want to kill everyone.
Right. Declan, are you proceeding after Christian and Tethro for your turn, or you want to wait with Johnson or something else?
Do you want to? Why don't we do a listen at the door first, Johnson, and then we can check out the traps after? Let's both do that. Let's listen carefully. I want to do that.
Okay. So you guys start listening against the door together. Johnson, you want to listen too, or something else?
Yeah, I join.
Besides wait. Okay. So, yeah. Originally, you just wanted to wait for them to pass. Declan suggests to listen. You both start listening against the door for your turn. Poseidon, as the party proceeds, Declan and Johnson are at the door. Tethro and Christian are making their way into the chamber, right? Are you planning to go after Christian and Tethro proceed? You want to stay back here or something else?
I guess I'm gonna stay there, yeah. No, I'm moving up north.
Moving north? Okay. So you continue north after the other crew. Kyle, are you gonna proceed after Poseidon, join the main party at the front, or are you gonna wait back here or something else?
Can I put my short bow away?
Sure, you can switch up your weapons.
Nah, just freehand.
Freehand?
Yep. Yeah, freehand.
Okay, so who are you going with? Are you going with Poseidon? Are you going with Johnson and Declan or something else?
I'm gonna just stay put.
Stay back here? Okay, chill out in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Goose, are you going to wait back here too? Or do you want to proceed?
I'm going to move forward just a little bit while lighting a second torch.
Oh yeah, that's right. Also, your torch has been lit at this point, so let me put it on the board.
I want to stay at least 5 feet behind the main people that are there. So they're looking at the door. I'm going to be 5 feet behind them lighting a torch. So I guess where Kyle would be to the right of him.
I'm back. I'm sorry. My dog's got in garbage.
Right of Kyle, like north or east?
East.
East, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I know that's how you do it. I don't know why I always do that.
You're good. Okay. All right. So those who proceeded ahead of the crew, right? As the party proceeded, Christian and Tethro advanced into the tunnel. Tethro was prodding that floor, and Tethro notices that the floor depresses for a moment, right? He sees that the floor up ahead depresses, right? So he stops. Doesn't push down all the way, but notices that he was triggering a pressure plate, right? So Christian, what would you want to do about this? Proceed anyway or something else? Right? Tethro looks, he's like, hey, the floor, right? You can see it's like pushing down.
Hold and
Hold?
crouch down.
Okay, so you crouch. He starts to crouch then too. You guys just want to wait here then?
Yeah, wait till they're done.
Alright, so if you decided to wait and not proceed, the idea was Johnson was waiting at the door here, Declan was trying to get space to listen, but because you guys didn't proceed, there's no space for them to both listen at once, right? So Johnson, you realize there's a holdup, right? You know, originally you were trying to... Yeah. You want to see what's going on, or do you want to still try to listen at the door? Declan wants to listen with you, but because they did not advance, right, in the end, we can't listen at the door together.
I'm gonna ask Tethro what's the holdup.
Right, so you ask him what's going on. As you're asking him what's going on, Declan, do you want to stop listening at the door? Or you haven't actually started listening yet because there was no space. Did you want to...
Yeah, I want to stop and kind of examine what's going up on ahead. Like,
Okay.
why'd you stop? And then kind of looking at their feet, looking around them, trying to peer deeper into the room, just kind of check around.
Right. Tethro replies to your reaction, so you guys react to their reaction of what just happened, and so he reacts to what you just react to, right? And he says, the floor, it's I think it's a pressure plate. The pull went down. I saw the floor move.
That's bad. But we could disable it.
We'll need some weight.
But do we have the tools?
How long will
Tools.
it take?
Alright, so as you guys discussed, back to Poseidon, you know, there's a holdup. You were proceeding up the deck list, right, with your warbow, and the party's held up, right? They're discussing a potential trap up ahead, right, or something. They've made a discovery. What would you like to do? You want to just wait, or you want to join in on the discussion, or something else?
Well, considering the fact that they're doing that, I'll begin mapping out what I'm missing off the map. I appreciate the fact that you're zooming out right now. Thank you. Alright, I got the gist of it.
Alright. And then back to Kyle. Are you just going to hang out in the tunnel? Oh, shit. Alright. So we're at our first hour of the game. Do you guys need a break? Or second hour of the game, actually.
I do need to go to the bathroom.
Alright, 5 minutes.
Right,
Take 5.
Alright, thank you.
There you go.
DM was getting a phone call. He's like, "You guys want to take a break? I got a phone call."
You think I should, like, go forward, like, go north and then head east a little bit? Or, like, stick to the wall?
Let's, well, first, we just need Tethro to keep, so if he already pushed down a pressure plate a little bit and nothing happened, let's have him keep doing that and then just see if there's a safe path or if, like, every single,
I'm about to hand you guys some torches to throw in, by the way.
Oh yeah, that would be very useful.
That's what I've been doing
I
back
have
there.
torches on me, actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand one out because you guys don't have one active. I don't believe the only one. Well, I guess you got one active. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hand it up there. I want you guys to throw it. I'm gonna keep watching the back because, well, you see, nobody's watching our rear.
Yeah. Do you have any melee weapons besides your greatsword?
Yeah, I got dual short swords.
Okay.
I'm good, man. My job is always defense on the rear. That's what I do.
Okay.
Nobody wants to do it because it's never in action. But then when the guy in the back gets fucked, you know, the whole party's dead.
Yeah.
Also, another option, instead of throwing the torch just yet, I can move forward and you guys back up just a little bit, and I should be able to see
I'm just
them.
handing it to you guys. Like, I'm not throwing it, alright?
Yeah, I'm just putting up an idea. We're gonna do that.
Well, you guys are about to have 2, so I just lit 2 of them.
Yeah, if you guys
I'm
can
back.
back up, I can see what's further down past the other side.
Alright.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely obviously need to tap the rest of the floor so we can see how far we can go.
So does anyone have any tools?
There's a cart outside, I think, right?
No.
Nobody brought a cart. There's 2
Yeah, I
horses.
saw it.
No cart. We only have the 2 horses.
Shit.
I think anyone has tools.
Yeah, I don't think we have any tools.
There might be tools. Because if we want to disable that pressure plate,
We might not have to disable it. Hopefully there's a safe path, right? If the whole thing's trapped, then we probably should just go a different way.
Well, this is the only way forward.
Well, no, there's a door next to us. Also, like, it wouldn't make
Oh.
sense if the whole room's trapped for there to be no way forward, so there's probably a way around it if the whole room's trapped. Otherwise, there's a safe
Yeah.
path, right?
There has
More
to
than
be safe
likely
having
it's all
orcs.
finding a safe today is crazy.
More than
Or
likely
to-
it's all there because I lit the entire fucking place
Oh,
up with
Goose,
a
you're pretty
fireball
quiet.
last
I
time.
can't hear you. A little bit closer.
I said more than likely the reason why there's so many pressure plates is, or well, set up traps is, one, it could have already been there, right? A lot of old statues, it's taken over by the orcs. They could have already activated them. We don't know. Second thing is last game I kind of lit 8 or 9 of them up with a fireball down that hall, and they might not, you know, trust that somebody's not going to come down that hall and try to eat them. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, but they didn't set up the pressure plates, right?
Geese,
You
did you
never
just
know.
say eat them?
I mean,
no.
unless is Ekin doing the thing where, like, dungeons magically change?
So they don't magically change, but
Doesn't?
these
Okay.
orcs,
Yeah,
like,
okay.
there's orcs, you know, they could have been a day, but at the same time, this is an ancient area, so these could have already been there, right? They could have just been there.
Oh, yeah, for
Hobgoblins are also friends with them, and so, you know how hobgoblins do.
Yeah, my only point is I
Goblins,
think
all
it's there must be a safe way through, otherwise there's no need.
Oh, there's absolutely a safe way, but at the same time,
That's 40 seconds.
there may not be because there's multiple different entrances, right? So there could be another entrance we don't know about.
So
35.
what I
Yeah.
think,
I got you.
what I think we should do is probably have everyone back out, make some room for me and Declas.
Douglas.
No, not Douglas. Is it
Declas.
Declas?
Yeah. That's my 2 cents for this situation. I would just be careful because if we get down the hall or something, most of you guys are dead. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta be very careful in this position. So don't do anything stupid. I'm gonna start watching the tail. That's why I'm handing torches forward, because I have that 60-foot range necklace. So
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right,
Yeah.
gentlemen. It's time to continue.
A little extra time, I guess.
So,
he's probably on the phone. No, if
Yeah.
you hear me and I'm far away from the mic, it's because I'm doing
oh,
stuff.
sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. But yes, it is time to continue, gentlemen. Let's see. So, we left off with the party, of course, discovering pressure plate, halting, right? They were, about to secure the chamber, about to check out this door. There was a holdup after they detected a strange mechanism up ahead, particularly a pressure plate, right? Possibly a trap. So back to Christian here. Do you want to just continue standing by, or do you want to take action or something else? You're crouched at the moment,
Move
right?
North a little bit,
Move north,
and go to the east.
move east. Okay, go northeast to the chamber. All right.
Bye, Christian.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Did you just say goodbye?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
as Christian continues
Oh, yeah,
northeast,
let him tap in front of you first. Don't go anywhere, Christian. I would just stay there.
Declas
Yeah.
reacts
They
to
can
Christian,
put the map out
and
the whole chamber.
instead, Declas holds Christian back from proceeding. Right. So you'll react to what he was trying to do.
Boy. Let
Yeah.
the thieves go forward. Let the map out the trap first, and then we'll go in.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
As that was happening, Tethro, of course, relayed what he thought was, or what he found up ahead, and starts to perhaps prod further. Right. I think Johnson, you want to suggest how he should prod? Do you want him to push down on the plate, or what do you want to do from here?
I just have him start tapping every
Well, he's already tapped everything,
5.
or he tapped everything ahead of
Okay.
him at least. He's only tapping the floor
So
that's ahead of him.
only. Okay. So that one right there is pressure plated.
Yeah, as he explores, he taps.
Have him. I'm gonna have him go in a little bit and start tapping the surrounding area, see if he can find a path.
Okay, maybe a way around it, around the pressure plate.
Yeah, I think.
So you ask him to find an area that's not a pressure plate then. Like, sort of tapping, right? Looking for anything that's not pressure plated. And as you advise him, and as he starts to do that, and as Declas holds Christian back, Christian, as you are held back, Poseidon, do you want to do anything this turn?
I don't think there's much I can do, but due to the fact that I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on in the north, I'll keep my eye to the south, I guess.
Alright, so you're facing south. Kyle, you've been
Maybe
hanging
walk
out.
down there and stand beside him.
Stand beside Kyle.
Yeah,
Okay.
just so I can peek around the corner.
Kyle, it's your turn again. The crew is figuring things out up ahead. Poseidon's waiting back here with you. Do you want to continue waiting, or is there anything else you want to do?
Can I just stand? I don't. Yeah, I just want to stand there.
Okay, sure. And then Goose, you got your torch lit last turn. You got your bow ready. How would you like to continue?
Yeah, so I'm lighting a second torch, passing it to Poseidon, and moving my position to see straight down the tunnel to see our rear. I'm keeping an eye out for incoming.
Okay. So you're lighting a torch right now. That's what you're doing, and you're gonna pass it out to Poseidon.
Yep.
All right. So
Yes.
back over here, you've all declared directions. Now I'm gonna give you your results, right? So of course, the results are Christian tried to move in. He's pulled back by Deckless. Deckless explains the situation, right? Anything else you want to explain in further detail, or Christian, would you like to react to Deckless?
No, I'm good. I'll stay there.
Okay. And then throughout the turn, of course, Tethro spent a minute prodding again to see if there was anything that wasn't pressure plated. So he prodded that area again. He realized that whole grid is a plate, possibly. Particularly when he prodded it, it's mainly the center area here is plated. So you could technically go around it, right? Just kind of like a 2.5 foot or 3 foot plate. So if you're careful, you could go around it. He figured out where it is, right? As he was pushing down on the floor there, it depresses into the ground. He also noticed that there's no pressure plate here to the east, or if there is one, the floor is actually depressed already, right? It's under the weight of bones, and as he stirred the bones around, realized there's also a satchel, right? And he heard money jiggling, or he heard coins jingling inside the satchel, right, of the skeletal remains. So there's possibly loot here, right?
Yeah.
Right, and then he has a prod it in that. Yeah, that's all you prodded so far in that 10 minute or that 1 minute turn. Johnson, of course, you were advising him what to do. He was able to prod a 10 foot by 10 foot area thoroughly. That's what he did. He prodded thoroughly the floor ahead of him, secured it, right? It's definitely not plated, right? He only noticed the plate after 10 feet, right? So, which is this particular area he felt a plate. There might be a plate here, but it's already depressed. It's under the weight of bones and some loot, right? Some remains. All right. Kyle's results are that he did nothing, so he got no results. He just stood there. Poseidon, of course, as you waited there watching the south, Goose lit a torch for you and handed it over to you, right? So you have a torch of your own now. Are you okay with taking the torch?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. 2 torches
I guess
expended.
I'll switch to a shield and a torch.
Okay. Goose, you're down to 3 torches.
That's okay.
Alright, so it's the next turn. That was 10:42, it's 10:43 now. Back to Christian. You were pulled by Deckless last turn. Do you want to continue waiting or something else?
I want to suggest to Tethro that he either grab that satchel or we wait if we prod to the west.
Okay.
If I could see that shit, I'd be yelling so loud.
And then Tethro, of course, for his turn, after prodding, he relays what he found. He was relaying everything he found to Johnson. Right, so he's like,
Alright.
he's just ready to act, right? He's ready for orders again. So he was relaying what he found while he was prodding, right? So last turn, he was like, all right, well, I'm not seeing anything. Oh wait, yeah, the floor around the plate, maybe it's safe. We can maybe go around it if we're careful. There's another plate to the east, but it's depressed already. The bones here and satchel is weighing it down. And now for this turn, he's just waiting for orders. He's just standing there, ready to move. But Johnson, you want to continue ordering your retainer, or do you want to take action?
Yes. So I order him to step in and continue. The 10-foot pole should be able to reach beyond that pressure plate, right?
Yep, it goes up to 2 squares, right?
Yeah, I want him to step in and prod that.
Real quick,
One
you
of
can
the
check a 10-foot area, so you could have him move onto the bones too and check the next 10 feet north. But it's a 10 by 10 foot when you search with the pole.
Alright, so as Johnson is taking this, as he's giving orders to Tethro, Deckless, of course, intervenes on his turn, right? Reacts to Johnson's action and explains what maybe he should do instead. So you guys can take a moment to share a conversation, as long as it's no longer than a minute, if you guys need to discuss the plans on how to move forward before we take action. So go ahead.
That's smart. Yeah. Do
Alright.
that.
Do you want to tell your Tethro to do that then? Or what do you want to tell him then?
Yeah. So, tell him, do what the dwarf said. Go onto the bones. Stand up on the bones and
Broad ahead.
continue prodding up forward, yes.
Yep, he'll keep doing his job, right? It's part of the job of the thief retainer, right? To detect traps and such. Alright, so he's doing that. Back to Kyle. While they're continuing to secure the chamber up ahead, do you want to keep waiting around in the tunnel or something else?
Could I make a move as well?
Oh yeah, so Deckless, yeah, what's your move? As you were telling Johnson things.
Well, first, just kind of watching him like prod the trap. Do I feel like I could prod the traps with my battle axe? Could I examine them? Can I see them? Is there any seam with my special stone stuff? Because I'm thinking about checking the southeastern corner.
Southeastern corner. Yeah, if Christian's out of the way, maybe you can get up there and check. The battle axe isn't super lengthy, but yeah.
Not super lengthy for sure, but I'll just make sure. I know there's pressure plates, so I'm not going to push down too hard, of course. I was watching chapter, so
Yep, you can check it out. So you'll, Christian, are you okay with that? He wants to move up, so do you want to step out of his way, or do you want to react and step out of his way?
Yeah, I'll step out of his way.
Okay, he's getting up there, and he wants to prod the floor. Yeah, dwarves have a better chance at seeing things, particularly traps too, right? I think dungeon traps. So I think it's just new construction, right? And room traps, yeah. Okay.
Are they just good? Are they just as good as thieves checking for traps?
Not the same. So thieves can check, I think, different kind of traps better, which is treasure traps, like traps that are associated with treasure. Whereas they
like I can't do doors. Right?
Lockpick
It would have to be a
tracks,
stone door
stuff
that
like
was
that,
trapped
yeah.
for me to have any like extras.
The way I explain it is one is for constructions, the other ones is for like accessories, like so things you put on
Right.
things.
That makes sense for thieves to be able to get in.
Yep. So construction versus treasure, right? So specifically, if you look at thieves, there says
I see.
find or remove treasure traps. Yeah. So
Yeah, I see. I was thought they're just good for all trap checking. My bad.
the best way to find a trap maybe is just poking it, right, or activating it. But you can try to use your eyes, your intuition too. Sometimes it's enough. That's what Deckless will do. He will probably use his eyes first, see if he sees anything, and then start poking at it. Now, poking will confirm usually. Usually, if you trigger it, you already know, right? But you might be dead by the time you trigger it.
Gloomy, like beard grabbing as well.
Yeah.
What?
Thinking, right?
When he's looking real quick, he's like gripping his beard and like weaving his hands in between it and stuff.
Very good.
Or
Alright, so as Deckless starts to investigate the floor east, as Tethro advances across the bones to prod the north area, right? As Christian moves out of the way, as Johnson was, of course, planning, right, and ordering his retainer forward, it's back to Kyle and Poseidon and Goose. So Kyle, do you want to keep waiting around and do nothing, or do you want to do something?
I want to move one square forward.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
No? Okay, that's fine. Poseidon, you have the torch now. Do you want to keep guarding the south or something else?
No, we're moving slowly forward in the north, yes?
Yeah, they're
So
slowly
I shall
advancing.
slowly-
Carefully and slowly.
I think I'll stand there for another round. Next time I'll move.
Okay, that's fine. And then Goose, you passed your torch off. You're guarding the west. Do you want to continue guarding or something else?
I'm gonna do something I don't usually do. Can I check for hidden doors in that corner?
The south wall or the east wall?
Let's do the east wall.
Do you want to use? So when you're checking, are you just looking at it, or do you want to push against it?
I'm running the back of my bow that I have in my hand. I'm running it against the wall to check for any nooks, crannies, all that good fancy stuff, or
Okay.
anything I can press against.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. So you get to work on that. Typically, to detect doors or anything like that, a 10 foot by 10 foot area to find one that's hidden, right? Which means covered or concealed or something like that, right? Would mean it would take about 10 minutes to do so, right? So you're going about just overall examination. You don't see one at the moment, and you're prodding against it. You're good.
So
You'll start it out
yeah.
a 1 foot by 1 foot area. Maybe it takes only a minute. So just pressing on a random area on the wall, maybe something might happen. But yeah, if you do 10 minutes,
Probably
the
not,
whole
but
wall will
never
be
know.
checked, right? If a minute, 10% of the wall will be checked. At least a 10
I
foot.
figured they were already doing stuff, so
Might
I
as
can't
well
really do
make
much
use,
other than
right?
guard the south, and I'm heavy armor, so
Yeah.
I mean, if they hit me, whatever.
It's definitely a good idea. When like you have absolutely nothing to do, right? You should definitely do something or make yourself useful, like by checking random walls. You never know what you might come across, right?
You never
doing
know.
that.
That's why I'm doing it.
All right. Instead of just standing around, right, waiting to die.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Back to Tethro. So you all declared directions. Here are your results. So Tethro, of course, obeyed his master, continued across the bones and the loot, prodded the floor ahead, and the floor was safe, right? He tapped it, nothing happened, so he's a thief. He's pretty brave for a thief. I don't know, he's professional, actually. He continues forward, prods that floor up ahead, and does not detect anything else. The floor ahead is clear. Okay. Let's see. Aside from this, the chamber is mostly barren. Yeah. Gets here, notices someone around the corner waiting, right? So that's when there's an issue. Because someone has been waiting behind the corner the entire time.
That's why I wanted to go up first and turn that corner.
Okay. Here we are. Yeah.
Hmm.
So he's been waiting behind the corner the entire, or behind the pillar the entire time, right? Him and his friend, right? We've been waiting. So, gonna roll to see the numbers of the troop in the area. Hopefully, we get lucky. All right.
Ooh.
So there might be reinforcements somewhere else, somewhere further, but they have cover, so you couldn't see them, right? The light from the back, the dwarf, his vision. No matter how good he can see in the dark, cover and concealment, right? Would at least physical concealment and cover, right? Would not he wouldn't be able to see through a pillar, right? So they were just waiting behind the pillar the entire time.
Maybe next level.
As he moved forward, started prodding, he notices this guy. I'm gonna roll his surprise check if he's surprised or not. He is surprised. He was busy prodding, right? He was
Hell
busy
yeah.
prodding while the orc took an action against him. The orc's gonna make a reaction against our scout. Okay, so reaction check.
Oh shit! I thought the orc was surprised.
And no, the orc. Actually, we're gonna roll the orc's surprises. Oh, they're not surprised. They were on guard, right? We are the ones moving.
Mhm.
We're the advancing force, so we get surprised possibly. They are the defenders.
Mhm.
So he can't be surprised because he was on guard. Tethro was busy prodding, right? So Tethro was moving forward. He's surprised Tethro. He reacted indifferently actually. So he just kind of looks at Tethro, concerned and confused, right? Like, right? And this guy's doing the same, right? They're like, right? And Tethro sees him, backs him immediately, right? He was trying to do his job gets interrupted. He's like, oh fuck, right? Like steps back into Declan. Declan's trying to get around the corner, right? Trying to get in there and do his job, but he gets bumped into by Tethro walking into him, right? And then Christian was just standing there, and Johnson was watching over his retainer do his job. He was supervising, right? And notices that peeking around the corner is indeed an orc, right? Who did not attack immediately. It's just there guarding, right? He's winking and says, in the orc language, hey, what are you doing here, right? But no one understands him unless you speak orc, right? But he says something that sounds like that, right?
They don't
He's
speak the same as
confused.
goblins, eh?
Yeah, dwarves. I don't think you can speak. If you had an elf in your crew,
It says
or
I can speak gnomes, goblins, and kobolds.
yeah, you don't know his language unless you're intelligent.
Is
Does
it a little
anyone
close
wanna
to goblin?
know orc? It costs one of your languages if you have additional languages. The only ones can be Kyle or Goose or
Yeah, go ahead. That's
all
fine.
right, Goose. You heard what he said. He sounds or everyone can hear him. He sounds confused first of all, right? He sounds like right, but like no one understands that orc language, but you do. He said, and the orcs sound
Actually,
like,
hang on.
Ah!
Eakin.
where are you?
What's,
Right. What are you doing here?
Eakin,
Yeah, what's up?
I have like an 18 in intelligence. I have never picked my 2 languages.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
let him
waste
do
it.
that.
He already used his, so you might save yours for something else, unless you want to be able to speak with him too.
Alright.
It's your choice. It's your choice. Do you want to know orc too? It's a pretty basic language,
No, not really.
right? So you only need one person to
They're
speak
basic
it.
bastards.
Yeah, you usually want an elf in your crew, so you don't waste the language on orc, because it's a pretty common language. You know, so, all right, because elves get it for free, whereas you guys have intelligence bonus that can allow you to speak languages that normally can't be unlocked, right? Unless you have that intelligence. So usually you want to use your intelligence or to learn languages that the classes like elves and dwarves don't know, right? So, but in this case, since we don't have an elf, we should use at least one person if you guys want to communicate with them. In this case, the volunteer was Goose. So Goose, prior to his adventuring career, had been studying and does know the orc language, right? So, put in your languages list. Maybe your family has a grudge against the orc race or something, right? You guys fighting them for many years.
Hell yeah, dude.
Study their culture and language, know how to fight them. Right. So.
My elf friend taught me.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. He's your predecessor, or your sponsor, right? Let's see. All right. So, Goose heard them, and he hears a confused orc. Here's a confused orc up ahead, but no one else understands what the orc's saying. The orc kind of appears to be not hostile at all, just confused. He's like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah.
Right? State your business. What are you doing here? Right? So Tethra is backing up in reaction to that into Deckless. And Deckless, how would you like to react to the situation? Do you want to back up too? Do you want to charge them or something else?
Don't charge.
It's his move. If you speak, then it's your
Yeah.
move.
Just
Are you asking me a question? Sorry.
Yeah, it's your turn now. So, how do you want to
Oh, I
react?
apologize.
You're good.
So, Tethro's still trying to get back up. And
He's
like,
backing up
"Whoa,
into you."
hey." So I want to kind of move forward. Once
Okay.
I see that he's kind of freaked out and all that, I'll move forward and try to like kind of just block him. So still kind of where I am on the east side, where I was kind of moving, but I'm just letting him pass. So that
Okay.
In front of him.
So you
with my
go
shield.
around him or let him pass, right? So he's backing up. You kind of move in so you can back up instead of move back.
Not
So you're
too
like,
far though, not to
yeah.
the center of that tile. Right?
okay, you don't want to walk there. Just kind of go around it.
No, fuck that shit.
All right. You're careful about advancing. You try to let Tethro pass you by. The orcs are questioning us, right? The one speaking, this guy, he's got a shield and sword. The other one has a polearm, like a poleaxe. Christian, how do you want to react to the situation? Do you want to pull Tethro back? Do you want to just stand there, or something else?
Pull him back behind me and put a glass.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of like urge him back. You like, with the palm of your sword, reach out to him and like pull, motion him behind you a lot. Kind of like letting him know he's going to pass you by or going to get past you. You're kind of like stepping forward, making space for him to squeeze past you. And then Johnson, how are you reacting to the situation? You saw, yeah.
I'm gonna order him to put his pole away, put down the pole because I don't want to get slung. Put down the pole and see and wait if those orcs do anything hostile.
Okay, so you're like, you keep your eyes on the orcs and you just order Tethro like, put the pole down, right? Yeah, she's backing up. He'll probably obey you, right? And then you're a charismatic leader, I think, right? You're the guy with like 15 charisma?
Yeah.
Or 16? Or, no, 15, right?
Okay,
So-
I have
Yeah, you have 15. You have good
charisma
charisma.
15.
Yeah. So you make a good leader. Or at least you have a demanding voice, like a commanding voice, yeah. Alright, Kyle, you want to just keep standing around or you want to take action?
Oh shit. I prepared a cast charm. Is that the yeah?
You want to start casting charm person from here on the orc?
Yep.
Okay, well, you can't see him too well, so I'm gonna have you move up first until you can see him. You'll sit behind your crew, but you'll be secretly casting, I suppose, right? You're gonna get into a position where you might have a line of sight, or a better way to see him. Trying to move up there. Poseidon, you want to keep guard up to the south still? You hear a commotion up there. There's an encounter, apparently. What would you like to do now?
During the fact that I'm hearing the commotion up north, absolutely nothing. We have 5 people up there. They should be able to deal with it.
Okay, so you just hold the line.
Hell yeah.
And by the way, when you guys do
Yeah.
have larger crews, you can always, because technically you need at least 3 to explore an area, so you can always have crews exploring other areas of a dungeon. I know it's not to split the party, but only when your party's too small or weak, right? And you can always, yeah.
Right.
But in the meantime, you're just gonna
That's how
keep
we
guarding,
die.
possibly, right? Or make more risk, more rewards, more opportunities, right? Just something so you don't feel useless, right? If you're feeling useless in the reserves. But yeah, I guess we'll keep guard on the south, right? In the meantime, since
Yeah.
they should have it handled.
DM poison, boys. Erase
Alright.
the last
You
5
mentioned
minutes.
there might be
Reset.
reinforcements, so yeah.
Yeah, maybe, right? I mean, that happened last time, right? So,
You know what? I'm gonna change my position actually, if that's possible.
okay, you want to take the corner?
I'm gonna, yeah, and sneak peek, like look around if there is anything around that corner, because I know there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep, you can keep an eye on that cliff, on that exit, right? Have full view of it.
Yeah.
From here. Alright, Goose,
And
oh yeah. What's up?
yeah, that's all.
Good.
That's all.
Alright, Goose, is your turn. So as the party is starting to encounter what sounds like orcs up ahead, and you're the only one that can speak with the orcs, you want to move up there and converse with them or something else?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and converse. I need to yell on the way. I say this is urgent. I've got news for you guys. The elves and the humans have started working together. You should probably leave unless everybody dies. I just start yelling that.
Alright, you start yelling that in the orc language or in the common language?
In the orc language.
Okay.
In the orc language.
So like running down, like, hey, you should leave. The humans and elves are at war, right? And that might just cause
No,
confusion.
I say they're working together.
Oh, they're working together.
I said, yeah,
Okay.
because last time I came in there, right, there was humans and elves working together,
Right.
and they annihilated a ton of dudes. So they're already like, oh shit, something's probably going on here.
All right, they are confused. Let me see. What's your charisma?
I don't know. I just rolled this character.
Okay. And your character is lawful, I suppose, right? Your family, or no, you're neutral.
Yeah.
Your family's
Getting
neutral.
a bonus for this fucking like deep cut back to the day before.
All right, so your charisma was
Bandy threats.
13. Okay, so you have a +1 bonus. So, the way you talk is pretty compelling, right? So you ran out there. You sound convincing. You sound confident with what you're saying, and that's a +1. So they react favorably. It became a 9. So they react favorably. They agree with you, actually, and as the party is as Declan is stepping up there, past Tethro, letting him fall back as Christian, pulled Tethro back as Johnson. Of course, suggested to Tethro what to do. He unslung his, or he didn't unsling. He just let loose the pole. It's already slung on his person. And he's got his bow in hand, ready to fire. And then Kyle's moving up there, trying to get a line of a vantage point, right? He's trying to see these guys, but unfortunately, he's got too many people in the freaking way. And Goose is trying to get to talk to them, and they actually react as well. They don't just stand there. Of course, as we're all moving around, and they start to hear us, kind of maybe repositioning, and someone calls out to them in the orc tongue, right? With an accent, a very human accent, right? But a very compelling or convincing one, right? Sounds like he's trustworthy or something. He says, the elves and humans are coming to get you, right? Maybe it's time for you to leave. And so let's see, they react positively and say, they say, very well, thanks for letting us know, right? In the orc tongue, right? So they're like, oink, 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 right? And they start to leave, right? And that's it.
I love it.
So, all right, so yeah, they're out of here. They're letting their friends know. Okay, so it's secured. you avoided a combat.
Nice.
All right.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh,
How
Yeah,
how would
butter.
we like to proceed? Starting with Deckless, right? We were gonna maybe confront them. They start walking away. You know, carefully withdrawing from the area, right? They let their friends know. Their friends step out of cover and they retreat deeper into the dungeon.
Would you say that I was able to watch them, please?
Yeah, they carefully backed out, right? Like they like watched.
Oh, I see in the dark. I'm real good at looking. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are these dudes up to?
Right, they're
So
leaving.
What
this
path
thing.
did they take out?
They're taking the north exit out.
Yeah, but do you mind like marking like what they stepped on?
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Like
the
5
two
foot
guys
angles?
that just left, they walked across the floor here without any concern. They walked over the bones before proceeding
Oh, okay.
further out.
So only in between the pillars they're looking a little.
Like
they're
you saw
going to
the
one
guys
side,
from the
right?
pillars.
That would be obvious for the right guy. He like specifically avoids that side of the
Yeah.
pillars.
So there was actually, I think I rolled. Their numbers were to be 6 total.
25.
It was 6. It was like a 6 encounter. So there was actually like 2 here. So that might help you understand, right, how the areas, how the layout is, if it's trapped or not. So this might be safe, right? At least that area, right? But clearly, looks like this. Yeah, the area in between the pillars might be dangerous, right? The area where the bones are, it's where they, walked across. They hear them crunching, the bones crunching their feet on their way out, and they left. Through the exit.
man.
Right. They closed the door behind them. It's a double door.
Great work, Goose.
All right.
I just say think Balin later.
Alright, well.
So back to us. We can now safely explore this chamber, I suppose, right? Deckless, as you finished observing them on the way out, that was a reaction to the retreat. You can take an action again, right? So what are you gonna do now?
I'm gonna go loot that.
Okay.
That little thing I saw in that skeleton there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you immediately start looting. And then Christian, what would you like to do?
I would provide cover for him. Like, just look out.
Okay, you want to stand here or do you want to move somewhere more advantageous, right? Because right now you're blocking everyone from proceeding.
Move to the east.
Move
To
east?
that corner over there.
Okay. Down here, or do you want to be... Like, how far east do you want to get? All the way to the corner?
Yeah.
Okay. And then as Christian proceeds toward the east, as Declan starts to loot, Johnson, what's your move? You want to work on that door again? Or...
I'm gonna ask. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to that door.
Okay. You start listening again.
I'm gonna ask Tesso to come help. Have some toothy.
These are very good at listening. And then Kyle, the orcs left. You were maybe gonna cast a spell on them, but they've already left, right? So what would you like to do now instead? And that's your memorize spell for the day. It's your charm person.
I'll check some walls.
Okay, yeah. Alright. And then Goose, I'll give you results for what you found down here. Let's see.
Thank
So
you.
of course, I forgot to do that earlier, but something happens, you kind of like stopped looking for a moment. But anyway, when you were there, you had some time to look at the wall, just like a minute or two, right? And of course, you see a stone wall, basic observation. You start pushing against it, nothing really happens, and you tried carefully examining 10% of that wall, at least within that minute, and you noticed nothing. So in that search, unfortunately, you found nothing on this particular wall, right? So, did you, and then you of course went after your crew, started shouting toward the orcs, and you warned them off, right? So, what do you want to do from here?
Hopefully they'll go talk to their big guy and let him know, and then they all leave. That'd be awesome. No. I'm gonna get back into my normal position, rear guard, continue doing what I do. As I do that, I'm going to, let's see, they should all be going in. So I'm gonna be checking, I guess, the wall, or the wall across from the other door. That's got a really good chance of having one, just like the other ones, right? So go ahead and check that door, as I'm doing that, I yell to everybody, make sure you put weight on those plates after you pull that loot out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that as that's a lot of things at once. So what you're
Sorry,
actually
sorry.
physically doing is you're checking
the wall
Yeah.
and yelling.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So you're yelling out to them like, "Hey, make sure you keep weight on those plates, right?" And as you're yelling that, you're checking which wall, the east, the west, or this east wall.
Directly east of the other door.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. All right. So yeah, Kyle, you're gonna have to move. Do you want to fall back or do you want to advance? Oh yeah, I didn't get your action. I think. What did you want to do? Oh yeah, you wanted to check a wall, right?
wall.
Yeah. Did you want to check this
But,
east wall?
Guessing.
You both can look at it together. It'll save time if you guys work
That's
together.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna take a leak.
no.
All right, you guys are busy
Oh,
checking that out. Poseidon, do you want to keep guard toward the south or something else?
This point, no, I mean, people are still up there. If there's a commotion, I probably would hear it.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
pretty quiet down here.
Yeah, that doesn't mean the fuckers won't come at us.
Mm-hmm. Keep
That's
guard.
true.
Okay. All right, so he
But
keeps.
Theseus told me what happened about his lost leg. Now I'm not pulling that.
Not taking any chances. All right, gotta be very safe. Someone's got to do it, right? Someone's got to be the guard.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Declan, back to you. You made your way over to the remains. You found a satchel. It was jingling with coins earlier. And when you open it up, there are indeed coins in there. It's copper. Very low value coin. Particularly, though, there is 600 pieces of copper in there.
Whoa.
So about 6 pounds of copper.
Nothing in here but stones, boys.
No.
Alright, so you've got
By
the.
stone, I mean 6 copper worth.
I'll put it
Stone
on
is
you for now.
100, coppers. You didn't know in a dwarf, so. Put those bad boys in a knapsack, bro. Or I guess I could just put the whole satchel on it. So these don't look too old. The satchel's still like in good shape.
Yeah, the remains are old though. The bones, they've been there for a while. Alright,
Oh, so they probably set the satchel
Yeah.
down to.
so you pick it up,
yeah,
right?
okay.
Alright,
Yep. I'm standing on it though. of
yeah,
course.
you're standing
I'm
on the plate.
standing on the thing.
Alright, that's fair. It's still depressed. Okay,
Man,
you might have to replace the amount of weight you just took off, right? Or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Someone's got to leave something
Wait,
behind.
wait.
Because they didn't move it for a reason, right? They left it there for you guys. So,
I know, dude.
alright.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take off my. Let's see.
It's not worth carrying anymore. Maybe the shield? It's 10 pounds.
Oh, you know what? Oi, do you want if you go grab 10 or how much is it? 6 pounds? Yeah.
Or
Oh,
we
you
got
go
these. We
grab
got
a
these too.
handful of-
Charred
600
remains.
coppers,
If you want to
6
drag a.
pounds, right?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
bodies.
One guy.
Grab me the fattest orc penis you see.
A 6-pound orc penis.
Hey,
I believe they're 7
fucking
to 10
excuse
pounds
me.
on average. 7 to 10 pounds on average.
Well, they're small. They're tiny.
For sure, certainly. While of course Declan was busy looting and explaining that he needed orc parts, Christian went over to the east to guard. Sounds like, right? So you've been guarding the eastern
Yeah.
position. Nothing to report at this time. You don't see or hear anything down this eastern side of the wall here. Johnson, you wanted to check out and listen at this door, right, with Tethro. So let's see if you guys heard
Yeah.
anything. Well, first, I'll let you know if there's anything audible right now. Because when you do a careful listens check, the goal is that you're listening for things that are sneaking, right? That are trying to be quiet. So, but then, of course, also trying to approach. So listening checks allow you to know if something's approaching, but usually if something's approaching and not being quiet about it, you will automatically hear it naturally. But if someone's trying to sneak up on you, that's when listening comes into play, right? listening checks. So that's why you guys are carefully listening to see if there's anything moving quietly, right?
Yeah.
Moving silently. All right, you both tried listening, and fortunately, you don't hear anything moving silently in that area, right? You don't hear anything too concerning. What you do hear in there is some snoring. Someone's sleeping in there.
Yeah, we guys.
The door, by the way, is locked. It looks like
Do they have a lock on it?
it does have a lock. You have to lockpick it.
Alright, then. Hey, boys, there's someone sleeping in there. Actually, he's saying quietly now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you whispered it.
Specifically behind him, so Kyle and Goose.
All right, so you want a reaction? Yeah. So if you say something, you can get a reaction. So everyone near you that you whisper to can react to what you said. So Tethro nods and says,
Yeah.
"I hear it. I hear it too." Right. Goose, do you want to react to what Johnson said as you were checking this wall out?
I just say keep your mouth shut. I say, what way does the door open, by the way? Does it hinges on the inside or the outside?
Inside, so you don't see him on this side. Probably pushes.
So in that
into this
case,
wall.
I'm actually going to move.
The handle's here on the south. So.
So in that case, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna go ahead and go south.
So he it's gonna. So if that's the case, you don't get to finish checking that wall. Is that fine?
That's fine.
Okay.
That is okay. I do not want to be in range of that door opening.
Okay, very well. Kyle, did you want to react to what they found, or what they heard?
Yeah, I'm gonna move too. What the? I'm gonna
Okay,
go
You both.
north.
Oh, north. Okay. So how far north?
Yeah.
Just like right next to Deckless. Is that fine, or you want to go like east or
Yeah,
west?
probably yeah.
Is there?
Should probably grab a corpse.
Okay.
Or maybe like in the. Not actually, yeah, just right there. Yeah.
All right. So as you're walking toward Deckless, Dex is like asking you to grab a corpse. You want to go back and grab one? You have free hands. You can definitely.
I can slide one towards him. I'm a pretty
Right,
strong
yep.
fighter.
Alright,
Yeah,
with
I'm
your
gonna
other hand,
take
you
I'm
lift
gonna take
one,
the-
toss it to Kyle to grab, and you can drag it over to Deckless.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you guys work together, teamwork, right? And Johnson and Tetra, I guess you guys are waiting for them to finish clearing before you guys do anything else.
Yeah.
Let them
I
clear
mean,
out.
I give an order to Tetra.
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to get away from the door. Right? That's because it's trapped.
Of course, sir.
I don't want. If it is trapped, I don't want more. Just.
Aye, sir. Right. And he backs up with Goose. You just toss the charred orc over to Kyle, full of maggots and flies, right? So Kyle, you get this mush of an orc, right? It's like the skin's just blackened and crispy, right? But the meat inside, naturally, these orcs didn't cook terribly long. It was like an explosive force that hit them, right? So they were charred skin-wise, and maybe a
It's a
pretty
nice medium.
yeah. They were burnt. Their skin was melted, but they weren't like burnt to ashes or anything like that. So it's still a corpse, a burnt to corpse. So you get a whole ass corpse, and you hand it over to Deckless, right? Now as you're doing that, back to Poseidon. You've been guarding for the past minute or so. Do you want to keep guarding? There's nothing to report. You haven't heard or seen anything yet.
I want to move north about
It's Poseidon's
5
turn.
feet.
Sorry. It'll be your turn
Oh,
again,
sorry.
eventually, right? Poseidon? Okay, he's okay. Dozing off on his shift. Okay,
Hello, 1, 2,
Oh.
3.
we hear you.
There we go. Sorry, mic troubles.
All good.
Just adjusting some stuff on my side. Listen, I'm gonna be either standing there
Okay.
and doing nothing or looking the other direction and doing nothing. So I gotta just be standing there.
For sure. Alright. He remains vigilant on guard, right? Let's see. Back to Christian, right? As the party's moving around, as Kyle's bringing a nasty burnt corpse to Deckless, you sound like you want to start exploring northward, right?
Yeah,
How far north do you want to explore?
5 or 10 feet.
Okay. Anything you're looking for? Or you just want to see what's there?
Just scouting ahead.
Alright, yeah. Carefully, you scout ahead. Nothing new to report. No new discoveries. Of course, maybe you can confirm that indeed all the pillars are very similar every side of the pillar has a face carving in it, right? At a human height. Okay.
A
And you're on
detail you
guard.
wish I had now.
Yeah. Not at Declus's height. Alright, let's see. If you look at the dwarves, they are actually like half a man's height. If you look at this, like, there's one picture, right? Almost.
The average of like 3.5 foot or something.
Maybe like 4, 5 feet. 4-ish, 3-ish feet. Halflings are even smaller. Halflings are like 2 to 3 feet.
Shit.
Okay.
Punt them like a football.
Yeah, they're considered small, so they.
Deckless is shorter than average for a dwarf as well.
Possibly.
How tall is my character?
So you're saying to midget dwarf.
Yeah, so the assumption is every character is average height, more or less. If you want to be shorter than average, it's fine. Or above average. Usually what determines your height is, I would say, your constitution. Which is like your overall size, your
Quite
health.
wide, okay?
So yeah, he
My
didn't grow
constitution.
tall, he grew wide, looks like.
You can check your character sheet.
You
Alright.
fat.
So constitution's how your health, endurance, toughness, right? So size as well, possibly would fall under constitution. Yeah. All right. So that was Christian. He explored upwards. Deckless, you receive a corpse that you can replace the sack with, or the satchel with. So you're good to go. You can step off now if you want. What would you do after putting the corpse down?
I think next he goes to the next corpse, and then he's seeing if there's a satchel there. In the meantime, he's looking if there's any rocks on his way he can grab or anything like that.
Sounds good.
Because he's wondering, he assumes they weighed that down with something in case it's valuable. He's gonna check that.
Alright, so yeah, these are burnt orc remains. Eventually they'll be bones.
Green skins.
They'll just join the skeletal remains, right? Add up. Yeah. Alright, anyway, yeah, Deckless is moving north. Yeah. Kyle, you cleared out. Do you want to stay behind this wall here, or something else?
I wanna check that wall.
Check this wall for anything? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Start searching the wall there. Okay, back to Johnson, right? They cleared out, so what do you want to do from here?
Is Tetro gonna go farther down?
Yeah, he fell back.
Or is he saying? Yeah. Okay,
Goose.
so I just want to see where I could run to if this is fucking explosive. So I'm gonna take out my pick locks. I'm gonna quick check the lock see if it's trapped.
Okay. Do you want to like just look in there, or do you want to pick at it?
I'm going to just look.
Look into it, see if you can find trap. Okay. So you do a find trap. You have a look. I will roll to see if you can see anything. Naturally, what the find traps does is it allows you to see a hidden trap, which means that the trap is concealed or covered, right, in some way that you can't. Something's blocking it, right? Maybe camouflage. Maybe there's a physical concealment or cover, right? That's not allowing you to see it. So you're relying on your kind of ability to see past cover, right? Your intuition, so to speak, right? And so that's called a find trap check. And as level 1 thief, you only have a 10% chance of noticing or finding a hidden trap. Otherwise, you can't see one.
I need to roll like. Or do you have to roll it?
Technically, the dungeon master is supposed to roll behind the screen. You're not supposed to know if you see one or not.
Okay.
But I don't really care. Go ahead and roll percentile. I usually keep all rolls open.
Okay. Alright. I was wondering if I could do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so
Percentile.
1d100. So it has to be at least 10 or below.
Yes, and that will determine if you see a hidden one or not.
Right.
Now, just because you don't see one doesn't mean there isn't one, right? So even if you succeed, I might tell you that you don't see one anymore, or So even if you succeeded or failed, either way, if there wasn't a trap then to begin with, I'm not going to tell you if there was a trap then, right? So if you succeed, I tell you
Yeah.
there's. If you succeed on the roll, and I tell you there is no trap, that means there is no trap. But if you fail the roll, and I tell you there is no trap, there could still be a trap, right? So,
Alright.
you're just going to see it. Does that make sense? So.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, what did you roll? Let's see. 58.
I rolled a 58.
Yeah. So clearly,
Okay.
there are no visible traps in the keyhole, and there are no hidden ones
Right.
that you can make out. Right.
Alright then. I'm gonna start picking them.
All right,
Once
get
I'm
to
able
work.
to.
All right. So Johnson starts picking at it, and then Tethro watches from back here. Goose, you want to just keep watching Johnson pick at it, or something else? As he does that.
I'm gonna go ahead and go a little further, grab a different body, and bring it into the room just in case they find another thing.
That makes that'd be smart.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I can literally. How far can I throw a body?
Maybe 10 feet.
Okay, don't worry about it then. Just drag them. Make sure
Throw it if it's,
I'm
like, real
out.
Juicy, though.
I want to be out of
Fat
the
and
way of the
juicy.
door no matter what. So move in a way that I can avoid that door.
Yeah. So
Right,
use
I would
Johnson
be-
as a human shield. Right. Just go past him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's the best you can
Mhm.
do unless Johnson stops picking at the door. Like if you want, you can
It's a
ask him.
big ass body, so it is what it is.
Yeah. So, you just go past Johnson as quickly as you can, dragging the corpse with one or two hands. If it's one hand, you're moving half as quickly. Right. You're already
I want
moving
it-
slow. If you're
I want
dragging
it to
the
be
corpse.
two hands so I can keep it off the ground so it stays quiet.
Okay. So you want to like lift it over your body. Bear in mind it's a rotting, burnt corpse. So if you pick it up, it might spill apart. Are you willing to take that risk? You get covered in maggots and flies. It's covered in maggots and flies,
Yeah,
or they're inside.
Let's
mostly.
not take that risk.
Yeah. It would stink really bad and possibly get a bacterial infection.
Yeah, let's not take the risk. Let's do what we can.
Okay, so you'll just grab onto it and then drag it across the floor with two hands.
Correct.
Move decently at a decent rate, not take all day dragging it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tethro, in the meantime, he keeps watch over his master, right? And then Poseidon, you want to just keep guarding or something else? It's back to you again.
If I want to keep guarding, I don't know. They're handling a fucking corpse. I know I'm not doing anything special. But let's be honest here, nobody wants to get fucking backstabbed, so I'll continue doing it.
I could have my retainer do it.
Yeah, so back to deck list, right? Or no, we'll start with Christian. Christian, you explored north for a moment, and then you stopped and started guarding. You saw nothing had changed
Yeah.
ever since you started guarding for the rest of that last turn. You see deck list kind of moving in toward the other bone pile. That's about it. It's kind of dark over there, but he sees quite well because he's a dwarf. So he sees beyond.
Yeah. I wanna move north more and then go west and like stand like by the door.
Okay, you want to flank that door?
Yeah.
So move north and then west, flank the door. That's fine. Yeah, you can do that. And nothing occurred on the way up there. Deck list, you got to the bone pile, and very similarly, it's a bone pile, but instead of a satchel, you see a two knapsacks instead of a single satchel. In this bone pile.
So yeah, I'm gonna do the same maneuver. Go ahead and step on it. It looks like it's depressed, yeah.
Yep, looks depressed. It's just bones and two knapsacks, and it's depressed. And the knapsacks
Yeah,
do
so I'm
have
gonna
stuff in
stand-
them.
You need some therapy.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna
What?
stand on it, examine the knapsack, see what's inside them, and go from there.
Sounds good. Step over the pressure plate with all the bones, with the knapsacks, and hopefully there's stuff in them. And as you're busy doing that, let's see. Kyle, you checked on this wall here. Let's see if you found anything. Alright, so within a minute, naturally you began by looking at a stone wall, and you started carefully examining it for particularly a hidden entrance, right? A secret door. You saw none in that past minute. You want to keep looking at it? You have 10% of it detected, so there's still 90% to go. If you want to fully check it.
Might as well.
Okay, you just keep looking at it. Back to Johnson. You began picking the lock, right?
Pick locking.
And to carefully pick a lock, I'd say it'd probably take about 10 minutes. It's usually how long it takes to pick a lock. But,
Really?
well,
Oh, well, yeah,
Does it-
carefully. That makes sense.
That's fast.
yeah, that takes a exploration turn typically. Exploration,
Yeah.
we're doing encounter turn right now, not combat turns.
Yeah.
Encounter turn is of course like not combat, but like a minute approach roughly.
Okay, so it makes sense. I know pick locking is really, really fast.
If it was a simple lock, then yes, but if it's a complex lock, then no. For the tools that you have, right, which is just a few picks, right? So it takes at least to carefully do it, right, without triggering anything possibly. It will take roughly 10 minutes. Right, so you're gonna be
Makes sense.
carefully picking the lock for the next 10 minutes or next 10 moves, right? Took a while. We are at our next hour. We've been playing for about 3 hours now, I think, or 2. So we'll take a small break
Really?
again. Yeah. My timer just went off. Alright. Take a 5-minute break. I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
So after he gets done with that door, I highly recommend somebody pushing through. I'm bringing that body. I'm gonna throw it on a plate. If anybody else wants to grab a body, that's fine. If you want to keep doing your thing, that's fine.
If I'm able to get through that door, I'm sneaking in and killing whoever's in there.
Well, I can almost guarantee it's trapped. Everything in this place has been trapped so far, so why would it be any different?
Yeah, you're right.
There is a fucking orc just waiting behind that door. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Die.
Die? Well, I got heavy armor.
Okay.
Six and not 20.
Everything, actually.
They can grapple.
And all they need to
Yeah.
net 20.
Well, yeah. Shit.
Because, let me tell you, my first, Connor the First, he died to a kobold. He had heavy ass arm. He died to a kobold with a sling. And he had it all.
It's not about armor, it's about tactics. The most important thing you can do in this game is not die, right? Not get caught, not get touched. You notice how every time you guys do something, I stay at a range, or I try to?
Yes,
Yeah.
but we can't all do that. So.
We're in an open room, right? So I can possibly use my greatsword.
But if the slight chances door isn't trapped, I'm gonna do some thief shit.
Thievery.
And-
Thievery. There's just left.
This. So
We also know there's 6 orcs straight forward. What I can try to do, if we continue in and something else happens, is try to convince the next set to go. I mean, it's a bluff. You guys know that.
yes,
Like, if we can bluff the entire way to just evacuate, this whole place will be empty. Or they'll be taken by some other enemy, but, like,
it's a
it would be
blow
really
door.
nice.
Because we still have all those bombs back there.
I don't.
'Cause if I remember correctly, we only took the siege equipment.
We don't
So,
have
yeah.
the cart.
We can just go grab some.
We don't have the cart.
No, bomb. Remember in the balcony
we
area?
didn't.
We took them.
No. As far as I know, we just took the siege equipment,
We
unless
took-
I misremember.
Everything was siege equipment.
Okay.
750 coin worth.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
I've got 2 grenades on me and a smoke bomb. If we need to use it, that's why I lit a torch, but they're probably going to be going out soon.
Yeah.
That being said, we're going to have an encounter very soon. Just keep that in mind while we're in here taking off.
Yeah. Especially if I open this door. There will be something happening.
Did the
Look at that.
sounds sound human?
Well, right now, the other orcs that are running off are telling other orcs that are coming that, hey, the elves and humans...
Let's
are
just
working
get out of here.
Yeah.
Why?
Why do you want to?
We're setting up for the next game. This next game, we're going to have to really push in. So as long as we can just go ahead and get...
Next game is not within the next few hours, so I'm going to bed and sleeping for the next 8.
I mean, we're all here, so if you need to go to bed, that's one thing. Do you need to go to bed?
Alright, that's now 28 hours.
Yeah, sleep hard.
Why?
Every Friday to Saturday, that's what I do, my friend. I know.
Well, I'm on summer vacation, and I just got a week off from work. So,
Hell
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
dude.
gonna waste it.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, no, I run an airsoft game, or I don't run it. I play an airsoft game every Saturday. So I work 14-hour shift, and then I go straight to running that for another 12 hours. So I get it.
Is it fun?
Hell yeah, dude.
And I always want to do it, but it's going to be very expensive getting all the gear. I don't know.
Shit, I got a $2,000
Just go
fucking
into
airsoft.
rent, bro. You don't really need anything.
Yeah, you can rent for $40 usually. Most
Yeah, you're right. But I want to also look cool, you know?
Right, for sure. Yeah, but you'll try it. I mean, you might not even like it, or you might not have a place by you that you like, right? Like, try it.
Yeah, no, I know I would like it. I know I would like it.
I don't know.
I might get
didn't
some-
think I
may-
liked
maybe
it.
after-
The first place I went to, I didn't like it at all, honestly. But the second place, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this is cool.
It depends on what you
It's
like
not a
doing.
convenient place, if it's like,
Yeah,
place
if
you
you like
don't like it,
CQB
it's like-
and they're running sniping type stuff, you know, like it's all in your play style.
All right, gentlemen.
CQB.
The break is over, so we're about to get back into it, right? It's almost been
Alright.
basically a whole turn almost since it's almost been a whole exploration turn, 10 minutes since you last encountered the orcs. Bear that in mind. But back to I think everyone has declared their actions. So back to Christian, your results are: you took a position by the door, right? You were on guard, and while you were on guard, you started to hear things beyond the door, right, where the orcs had left you. You hear clinking metal slowly creeping up, moving in toward the door. Like it, you've been listening, and it sounds like it's getting closer and closer, right? Something's moving toward the door from the other side. So maybe you want. What do you want to? That's what you got for your results. What's your next action, though? You want to report this? You want to stay quiet and wait, or something else?
Drop my short sword and drop my shield and pull out my longbow and ready an arrow.
Oh, drop these things, or you want to just put them away? We've got time,
Put 'em
right?
away,
There's no
yeah.
combat yet. So carefully put these away and get your bow out. Okay. And you want to just ready this? Is it a longbow, right? You have a longbow?
Yeah.
You want to get further back?
And ready an arrow.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to pull out your great sword for a second. Like,
No, there's a pole right there. I can't.
Okay. I mean, you can thrust with a great sword. You can swing downward, but you wouldn't be able to swing, left to right effectively.
yeah, just half sword it, homie.
All right. In the meantime, Deckless, back to you. So you see Christian kind of backing up. He was listening or on guard near the door, of course, and he starts backing up with his bow. Doesn't really let anyone else know what he's doing. He's just getting in position. That's kind of concerning. That's what you noticed while you were, of course, going through the knapsacks, right? And maybe you start to feel the floor shake a little bit too, right? Something's coming, right? But the knapsacks do have coin in them. Each knapsack has copper as well. Turns out we've got
I think
another 600, 200 in one, 400 in the other.
yeah. That might just be good enough to know it's just mail.
All right, so Deckless has ungutted treasure. Another 600 added to your inventory. And do you want to keep the knapsacks, or do you want to dump this all into you? So that's 12 pounds worth of copper total, and that fits in your satchel. So if you don't want the extra weight, you can leave the knapsacks behind. Pour their contents into your satchel, or you could take the knapsacks and throw it over you as well. But that's just an extra pound of weight on you. It's up to you.
So no big difference in like time wasted or anything like that. What's the quickest way for me to?
You've got a whole minute. Yeah, you got plenty of time. You can throw the knapsacks over you. It's very quick. Or the longer one would be, of course, opening your satchel, pouring the contents out, and then throwing the knapsacks on the ground. A little slower than, of course, just throwing the knapsacks over you, right? It's just more encumbrance. That's the cost. You just have to carry an extra 2 pounds, which just does slow you down because remember, you were very close to becoming heavy. And with all that loot, you're gonna be a heavy loaded, loaded of treasure.
Yeah, I'm pretty much heavy right now anyway.
Yeah.
So in that case, yeah, what I'm gonna take that off. Did I grab any rocks or anything on my way over the last turn? Remember? And then on my way.
I don't think you grabbed any rocks, but I think someone's bringing in a.
See any refuse or anything that was like heavy though?
I got a buddy for you.
Yeah, he's bringing something to you. Goose is bringing a.
Does Goose get that to me during this turn?
Yeah, he will.
I'm gonna
Yep.
react and move.
Yeah, he's like on the way. He's about like halfway through the turn, right? You just made the discoveries, so the other half of the turn you're like loading up on the treasure, right? So, because opening the sack didn't take that long. You open the sacks up.
Knapsacks up, like just straight up, just quickest way I can get those on.
I can just take it off.
I mean, you can also the quickest way. Also, you don't have to dump the contents. You can just shove the knapsacks in your satchel, right? But then you're also carrying the weight of the knapsacks, which are 1 pound.
Yeah, then
Not a big deal.
if Goose is offering to me as he's kind of bringing over the body, I trade him. I just give him the 2 bags. I take the body, put it down.
Oh yeah, okay.
run back
If he's
up,
open to carrying the loot.
5 feet, and
yeah,
ready.
I just grab. I'm already heavy,
All right.
so I just grab it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
And
Goose
move
is a
back, like,
heavy.
5 feet. I want to be so that the pillars. I'm facing north in between the pillars.
Okay, so
Just 5 feet south. Yeah,
5 feet
right
south.
next to
All right.
Goose.
Yeah, we get that corpse thrown over there, and Goose takes the treasure. And Goose, in reaction, you see Declan backing up from the door. You see Christian getting ready for a fight. You're not sure what exactly is going on, but maybe something's coming, right? So,
It's coming.
you want to get into position as well, or something else for your turn?
I'm gonna go ahead and start walking back to the door. I've already bluffed them. Last thing I want to do is try to attack them if they come out.
All right, Deckless. Are you backing out of here too? Goose is leaving. He's not staying. He also took the loot. Did you only give him the knapsacks? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Whisper towards them. Christian said, "Come," and then they are backing up.
Oh yeah, he told Christian to get over here. All right, so Goose, you get your treasure of. I'm not gonna put this in your personal treasure, so it's gonna be party treasure on you. So I'm gonna annotate it separately. So I'll just annotate it at the bottom next to copper pieces, or on your person right here. Yeah. So before Palfrey, knapsacks, 2 copper pieces, 600. Pretty juicy haul there, right? Without having to fight. Okay, just had to be careful. But yeah, you're out of here. You're carefully making your way out. Deckless is calling after Christian as he makes his way out. It sounds like. Back to Kyle.
So is it real quick?
Oh yeah.
I just want to make sure. So it's 300 per knapsack.
It was 200 in one, 400 in the other, but you just combined it. Right?
Understood. Got it.
Yeah. So it was 600 total, right? 1200 total. Right. 2 unguarded treasures in this chamber.
12 gold pieces.
All right.
But I did my last one.
Pretty decent haul for a small. For no combat, right? Just exploration. Kyle, progress on the wall. Let's check. Nothing new to report. You have been touching the wall for another minute. You've been looking at it, right? You were open to touching the wall, or were you just looking at it?
Touching it, looking at it.
Yeah.
Touching it, looking at it.
So you prodded that wall for 2 minutes now, or something like that. Still haven't felt anything move. That's a flat stone wall. It's sturdy. You still don't see anything hidden right? You haven't spotted any hidden entry points or mechanisms or anything like that on the wall yet. You want to keep checking it out. You at this point, as you're checking it, you realize everyone's starting to leave, right? They're hauling treasure out. Are you gonna leave with them, or do you want to keep checking it as they're leaving?
I'm gonna move with them.
Okay, so it's time to get out of here, maybe.
Yeah, calm. Yep.
All right. Johnson only just began checking that door, right? He hasn't fully had a 10 minutes to work on it, right? He's only had like a minute. So Johnson, realizing the crew is leaving, and you were trying to carefully, you can, if you didn't want to carefully do it, I would say there's a chance you could just forcibly lockpick it. But as that's the case, you might, of course, trigger a trap if there is a trap, or more importantly, you'll make noise, right? If you're careful about it, you won't trigger traps possibly, and you won't make noise, right? But if you're just if you want to just do it quickly, it'll take a minute. So did you want to do it quickly, or did you want to do it carefully?
I'm just gonna leave with the rest.
All right,
No
don't take the
point.
risk. Yeah,
Too
we already
risky.
got some treasure. Okay, so the party's headed out. Sounds like Tethro was watching you carefully. Seeing that you're leaving, he's getting ready to leave too. Back to
Oh, pick up the pole.
yeah.
Or does he have it slung?
He's got it slung. He's good. Slung on the shoulder like a rifle. All right, Poseidon. Are you ready to head out? The crew's starting to leave. It sounds like.
Yeah.
They got their treasure and they're ready to leave.
Yeah, I'm heading out with them.
Are we fully leaving?
Are we fully leaving? Who's in charge? I think Johnson
I
was.
more thinking we should back
think
up.
I
I'm
do.
not. I'm not trying to fully leave. I'm
Okay.
just going to a point of contact that's much better that I can at least converse with them when they walk out.
I see. I thought we were all leaving.
Okay. I'm misunderstanding. Goose, how far back did you want to retreat?
I want to go as far back as I can that I can still see them with the dim light, right? But I don't want to go all the way out.
Okay. I do gotta let you guys
I do
know.
want to avoid that door.
We are at 3 hours, I think. Is everyone okay with playing still? I still have time because I'm on leave. I'm not really doing anything. I might go eat dinner soon, but is everyone okay with playing another hour? I know we are already at 3 hours, but
I'm good for an hour.
another last hour
I'm
of the game.
good.
Okay. Before we wrap up the adventure.
You good, Gold?
Just make sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't want to force you guys to play over an hour. That's the usual time. Over 3 hours, right? So our usual game time is 3. All right. So we'll play a little longer. I put my timer on for another 45 minutes then. So, all right, let's keep going.
I want to.
Everyone's okay. Yeah.
Deckless is as we're kind of backing up Goosey's just as a. It's all them at the doors. Just behind the first track.
Okay. So, yeah, Deckless, you explain what you think the party should do, to Goose at least. And Goose, what are you trying to do? How far back did you want to withdraw? Oh,
I want to withdraw to the point that I'm right before, because the door opens to the left, right? That door to the back. The
this one here?
Open.
Yeah, it opens to the north, from what it looks like, because
So
the
what I'm gonna
handle
do-
is here to the south, right?
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get right behind the opening of the door, so to the south.
Yeah.
So they can't see me if they just open it up, right? They're just going to look straight out. So, yeah.
Okay.
But I can see all the way up to the north because of the light I have, the dim light.
Yep.
I should be able to see.
Yeah, Deckless kind of.
May I continue my pick looking?
Oh yeah. So since that wasn't you, since we weren't retreating,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, Johnson, we'll say that you looked around, you thought everyone was leaving, they weren't. Goose just kind of went around you, got into position, and you kept picking that lock, and Tethro kept on watching you carefully.
Yeah.
Is that fine? And then Poseidon, you're still on watch. Duty, you're on watch duty. Wandering monster check. Clear to the south. Poseidon, you don't hear or see anything new. So, do you still want to keep guarding, or do you want to do something else now?
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay, very well. Kyle, realizing the crew is not fully retreating, you were like about to keep looking maybe. Do you want to keep looking? You're at 20% checked. Or do you want to try a different wall? Or do you want to do something else? Party's not fully leaving.
I'm gonna keep. Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking. Yep. Keep
Searching it?
Keep looking.
Okay. Alright, you keep up the work.
Hell yeah.
Hard work. Hopefully it'll pay off. And then Deckless, you made your way south, or of course across the bones, and then regrouping with the crew, trying to explain what you think the crew should do, but Goose wants to stay back here. So what do you want to do instead? As you were trying to tell Goose what you thought.
Be on the, at I'd like to be on the left side.
Oh.
Right behind the trap that's not pushed. Yeah, perfect. Right north of Johnson, one tile.
Okay. West of, yeah, north of Johnson. Okay. And then Christian, did you fall back with the crew, or did you want to hold that position and flank that door in the dim lighting?
I would like to fall back, but
Okay.
keep my bow
Ready?
like forward, like me facing forward at the
Yeah,
door. While
backing
I
up.
back away.
Yeah. Back to your crew. You're walking back, right, backwards toward your crew, on guard, toward the door in case it opens. All right. So yeah, yeah. The crew is falling back. Christian has his bow ready just in case. Kyle kept searching that wall. The door finally opens again, right after at 10:50 it's supposed to open again. So the orcs are back possibly. When it opens up, you do not see an orc immediately. Instead, let's see.
What the fuck is this gonna be?
All right.
Ogre.
God damn it.
Okay.
Troll.
You see in front of the crew of behind them, you might see or sound hear what look like orcs, maybe, right? But there is an ogre in front of them. So,
Ah, thanks.
all right. Let's see. Check in for how many. All right, there's just
How
one.
many ogres?
Okay, so there's one ogre standing in front of them
thank you.
in heavy armor, right? So it's gonna be really hard to hit in melee. I'll put an ogre down. All right, they brought the ogre here.
Hard to hit in melee.
It should be hard to hit because it's in heavy armor, unless you've got, and it's almost impossible to grapple. Because he's too big to grapple unless you have enough men. But yeah, an ogre. Two orcs. Yeah, they open the door. They push it open for the ogre to get through.
What the fuck?
Right. They push the door open. As they push it open, of course, Christian, you want to open fire or something else?
Yeah, I shoot and then I run.
All right. You fire and then you run. Okay, here's your shot. You fire at the orcs or you fire at the ogre?
The ogre.
Okay, let's see if you can hit. Only a net 20, pretty much, in his heavy armor. Miss. Just bounces off the armor like nothing. Right. So, yeah, the ogre is huge. He's encased in plate, right? He's in heavy armor, moving in with a huge spiked club.
Is there intelligence behind his eyes?
Maybe not. All right. Hopefully not. Hopefully not too smart,
Yeah.
because there is a trap. But who knows, right? So. All right. Anyway, yeah, the ogre's walking through. The orcs open up the doors, and you see like this one go into that pillar. This one goes into the pillar, right? Okay.
Glad I backed away.
And yeah, they keep moving forward. He's moving forward. You backed off after firing a shot. Kyle, you were about to get back to work and search that thing when suddenly the door opens, so it interrupts your search again. Do you want to keep searching, or do you want to react to the door opening or something else?
React to the door opening and hide behind the pillar.
Okay, take cover behind the pillar. Right. Deckless.
And I get my bow out.
Okay, sounds good.
While I do
Preparing
that,
for a combat. What kind of bow do you got?
yeah, W. Short bow, short one, little mini bow. Yeah, short bow.
Okay, you need to upgrade that at some point. You have enough money, I think. Or do you? No, you're brand new. Damn, that's sad. Wait,
It is what
did you
it
not
is.
get your inheritance? Damn, what the fuck?
Nah, that's the leave it alone. It's a lot of money. You know, I might die again.
Okay.
You never know.
Well, yeah. I guess if he dies, at least he wasn't named the heir of your last one. So, but if he doesn't die, we can get you your inheritance, right? The inheritance that you would be awarded for your other character, Niall, who died, right? Niall died, right? So, I forgot to give you your inheritance. It's okay. So it's fine. If you die, you can just make a new character and inherit the gear of Niall, because this is technically not actually named the heir of Niall yet. We never went over that, so. You survive, you might get your inheritance. Okay. Alright, as you take cover with a short bow in hand, Deckless, how do you want to react to the situation? An ogre has arrived. Right. Time to
Are they
retreat.
saying anything, or are they quiet?
They just entered, so this is your reaction. They haven't said anything quite yet. The door is open, an
What's
ogre
their posture
appears.
like? Do they look like they're like ready to fight, kind of thing?
Overall reaction. Concerned, confused, maybe, or no, they're indifferent. They don't appear hostile, like overall hostile. Maybe they're gonna warn you guys to leave, tell them their stance on the situation, right? But they're not immediate attacking or anything, right? Maybe they're concerned, but yeah, it's not.
Concerned after getting shot.
Oh yeah, they just got shot at just now. At least this guy did. He got
Did
shot.
I mention I wanted to run after I shot him?
Does he look angry after he shoots him?
It would be a morale
They
check
always
after
look
that.
angry.
So, the ogre would make a morale check. If it passes, then yeah, he would react accordingly. Be hostile. He would return the hostility. If he fails it, he would want to withdraw from the hostility or be defensive. He passed it, so he's hostile against the hostility. Christian showed hostility, and he's gonna return the same energy, right?
My goal then,
So.
I'm gonna just go out on a limb. I'm gonna try and speak Goblin.
Goblin at them.
Yeah, I'm gonna basically try to insult the troll. I'm basically trying to get him to charge me.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna get me killed.
Traps.
Christian, I hope you can run fast enough. I'm sorry about this.
So Declan says,
Probably should have opened fired anyway.
"What do you say in Goblin?
And I start insulting him.
What do you want to say in Goblin? Like,
I
get
wanna
over
say,
your fat ass or something. What do you want
I
to tell
want
him?
to say, get over here, big boy. Like, this
Oh
is
my
it."
god.
I'm going like, I'm gonna go. Basically, I want to try and act like I'm a goblin. I want to be like, I serve the goblins, and you're kind of way too big, way too stupid. You never get me. Come on at me, big boy.
Sounds good. As
You know I
Declan
will protect you. Come at me.
taunts the huge ogre, right? It's Johnson's turn now.
I want to try and get him into a real rage.
Alright, he will react soon enough. But while you guys are retreating,
Hiding
while
behind the orcs. Sorry.
oh, you're good. While Declan insults the ogre, right? Baits him. Johnson, you want to continue picking that lock or something else? You're 2 minutes in, or almost.
I'm going to stop and pick up my combo.
Okay.
Like, realize this is the best situation. May I give an order to Tessero?
Tethro, yeah. What would you like to order him? What would you like to say?
Say, I said, prepare to fight or run.
So you're like you're telling him that, right? Also, Johnson, while you're picking that lock, you start to like hear chatter in that chamber, beyond, or the area beyond it, right? So the snoring stops, and you start to hear voices in there, muffled voices, right? This door, by the way, it's a thick wooden door and it's locked, so it's a very heavily secured door, by the way. That's why it's locked. Okay. I'll annotate that though. So, heavy, locked door.
So if they had to unlock it, it would probably take a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's like a vault door almost, but just made of wood. Heavy door. Goose, what's your reaction to the situation? Declan is baiting them. Christian's falling back. They're firing an arrow. Kyle is preparing a bow. Johnson is preparing his combo. I think, right?
Yep, combo.
So, I am working on getting out a grenade since I already have my torch with me, right? And I yell to the orcs. I say, "We come with you." My bad. We come at you with kindness, and this is how you return it.
All right. So he's insulting them while you are questioning their, reappearance. Okay, so let's see. And they'll react to either of you. And then let's see, Goose. Just make sure you have a grenade in your pocket somewhere. Yep,
Yeah.
two of them. Nice. All right, so you pull one from your pouch. You have a grenade in the other, or a torch in the other hand, right?
Yeah.
See.
I haven't lit it yet.
A torch? It's been lit. The
the grenade.
Oh yeah, the grenade.
I haven't lit it yet. I'm waiting for the response.
Yeah.
It should happen during the turn, right?
Yeah.
And at the response, I light it if it's bad. If it's not,
Of course.
I hold.
And then Tethro, of course. What order did you give Tethro? I forgot. You told him.
I said, prepare to fight or run.
All right, prepare to fight or run. Right. So he's just standing there shaking maybe with his bow as he hears and sees kind of between you guys an ogre emerging right from the doors. Poseidon, right? We've got trouble to the north, nothing to the south yet. You want to keep guard to the south, or do you want to rejoin the crew or something else? Did he fall asleep?
Well, considering the fact that I'm hearing the commotion now going on in the fucking other area, I'll probably have a look and decide, oh hell nah, I'm not dealing with this shit.
Not trying to die today. All right. So what do you want to do? Retreat or something else?
Not sorry. I guess I'll wait on. Well, I'll go back more to the right, to the west.
West.
Oh, east, sorry.
East.
East. Yeah. And I'll drop the torch and get ready with my warbow.
What about your shield? Put it away.
I mean, it should be a slung,
Yeah. So,
isn't it?
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So.
Detach. Okay, get that warbow ready as you move into the east. Torch on the ground. Plenty of light, magically. Alright, so everyone declare their actions. What actually happened, the results of everything, right? We already know the results of Christian was firing and retreating, so he would fire, retreat as fast as he could. He's moving 10 feet right, that's his running speed, by the way. So he can't, and he backed up, so he's actually really slow. Because if he fires and shoots, and he's walking backwards, his rate of movement becomes 2.5, right? So you're like actually right here, right? Because you're a heavy foot. And then Deckless, of course, you taunted the enemy, and this guy here moves in. You hear a sort of click, right? This guy does the same on this side. You hear a sort of click, a sharp clicking sound. Let's see, and yeah, he just moves forward, and nothing happens, right, as he walks over the plate. And then, of course, he just runs into Christian, who was firing his bow at him at full charge, right? About to body Christian into the wall, right, with his club, right? So, and then Kyle, you took cover behind the pillar. If you want, you can peek and fire, but Christian's kind of in the way. Although you can fire maybe over him and past him. Although he's still in your lineup, so if you miss the shot incredibly, you might hit him. You might end up hitting Christian in the back. So, other way, yeah. You want to flank from here, east. Fire from here, Kyle. Maybe get a lucky shot. Or if you reveal your position, they'll see you. Right? You want to stay behind cover? You want to take the shot? Or something else?
I'm gonna try and wait out their position, and if what do you call it? An orc comes out of the
shoot the orc.
to the left, I'll be able to cast charm on it.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Maybe get an ally. Right. All right. So the reaction to the taunts, as they charge in to deckless taunts, overall reaction, their group's reaction is favorable, right? So favorable reaction, right, to what he has to say. So he
that's dope and true.
He calls him what was it? Big and fat or something, right?
Big and fat, stupider than goblins. He's hiding behind orcs.
All right, so he agrees. He's agreeing to that. He's like, I am big and fat, right? And as he agrees, though, he's here to do a job and swings. It's about a swing on Christian, but also he maybe reacts to Goose, and Goose questions their intent. Like he says, "This is how you repay us, right? We try to show you kindness." Let's see how he reacts to that. He reacts, and then you got a +1 bonus because you're charismatic. But also you're the other alignment, right? He is chaotic, right? Chaotic means that, you can't really trust them. You might be friendly to them, but they're gonna take advantage of that, right? And that's what they did. So you did, and nothing happened, right?
I deactivated it.
Yeah, that's why I had to mention the clicking. Yeah, That's why they had to go in first and deactivate the traps, right? There's a mechanism, right? It has to be refueled somehow, right? You never saw how it works, so. But yeah, they deactivate their traps as he crosses over, right? And he's about to swing at Christian. He is indifferent to what Goose had to say. He ignored that and just, you know, as you call him fat, he says, "I am fat," right? And he swings on Christian, right? But he says that in the ogre language, so no one really understands him, right? He just sounds agreeable, and is about to crush Christian to the wall, possibly.
Why?
So,
You're in the way.
Christian, he
Why
is going to
always
swing
me?
on you,
Put
and
yourself there, homie.
his attack. Let's see.
Dead.
His attack is going to be like,
Oh my god, he shrunk.
yeah.
Not that.
Triggers. Even affects
You-
ogres.
Okay, he's swinging at you with a
realize
club.
You were called a fat, he's drunk.
That's more to
Let
scale.
some air out.
All right.
He's
Um,
like, I'm not fat.
I hope I survive.
All right. He is going to make an unarmored strike against you. So, he's just trying to knock you into the wall, pretty much. He's not aiming at a weak point. He's just trying to hit you into the wall. So subdue you into the wall, right? So he goes for an armored strike, like he's attacking your actual armor, physical armor, because he's just trying to throw his weight against yours and possibly crush you against the wall, right? Because he has double your weight, and you'll take fall damage pretty much, like force damage. All right, so he's about to do that instead of a normal attack, right? He's not doing a normal attack. He's just swinging wide into you and trying to hit you. He doesn't care about actually going past your armor. So he's not attacking your armor class, or he's attacking your unarmored armor class. All right, so you just gotta hopefully dodge the attack then, right? As he swings in on you, right? You know, there's a whole troop of enemies behind them. The horde is here, right? So if we had powerful magic users, maybe they can clear out a good chunk. But yeah, the horde is here. Usually hordes are 10 times as large as a patrol, right? So I already rolled it 60, so it's gonna be a long fight if we stay, right? We're heavily outnumbered, so. But yeah, we'll see what we do, right? Maybe a few against many, and we might win. Who knows? If we're lucky. The ogre wants to kill Christian, so his reaction, of course, was charge in and swing his club into Christian. Let's see if he survives it. Christian, of course, you were backing up and firing into him as he rushed you and swung his club into you. He didn't just watch you back up. He charged and swung on you, so let's see if he actually got the hit. Rolling to hit. Maybe you can dodge it. Maybe you don't. You dodged it. All right. It went right over you, right? You managed to just barely dodge it. Right? You ducked. He swings into the pillar. Boom! Right. Massive swing. You dodged it just in time, right? So you waited for the right moment to duck, right?
He's fat and slow.
So.
How much damage for hitting the stone with his fist as hard as you can?
Okay. And then unfortunate. Let's see. You're still, and you're a heavy, so that's not good. Oops. All right. Yeah. As that happened, of course, these guys, pull the switch. These guys get ready to push in. Right. There's gonna be a whole army of orcs moving in. Alright, Kyle waited, Declan. Alright, it's our turn again to declare our actions, right, as everyone was getting their things done. So, Christian, do you wanna do full sprint out of here? Your full 10 feet run? Or something else?
Yeah, no, I want to run around the pillars. So
Okay.
be behind cover, just
Alright, so move 10 feet southeast, yeah. Alright, so that's what you intend to do. Full charge to the east, your full movement. Kyle, do you want to step out of cover and fire, or something else? Or do you want to prepare to cast? You want to start casting Charm Person?
Yeah, I'm prepared to cast it. Prepared to cast Charm Person.
All right, so yeah, you can cast it slowly, or just wait to finish the spell once you see a target to actually launch it against. All right, so you're you're pre-casting, right? You're already in the midst of casting, right? Even though there's no particular target quite yet, but there might be one soon. So you start casting it, right? You won't follow through until you see a target. But naturally, at any point you do anything other than cast, that spell is lost. It fizzes out, right? It's interrupted. Deckless, of course, you tried insulting them. It kind of worked, but he agreed with you. Swung at Christian. Christian dodged it. What's your next move?
So I'm kind of, I think Deckless definitely heard Goose behind him pulling out his grenade.
Yeah.
I even heard some grenade talk. So he's
It
gonna
should be
kind of
lit,
hold
too.
up his shield, and he's gonna be he's looking behind him at Goose, and he's waiting for him to kind of decide what to do. If he throws a grenade and runs, Declan is
He's throwing, I'm running.
Okay, so you'll turn to ready in action. Yeah. So you like turn to Goose
Yeah.
and see what he's doing, right? And you keep your shield to the north, I suppose, and you like, just turn around watching him. Maybe you get low so he can throw over you, right? I mean, you're already low to the ground. Yeah.
He's already low.
And then Goose, of course, you had a ready action, right? You're explaining, or you try to convince them, or you try to question them, and you saw their response, right? Actually, we showed hostility first, technically. So they responded with hostility against our hostility, and then you try to question the situation. They ignored you, and so you lit the grenade near the end of the round, and so now it's gonna blow up, of course, at the end of this round because it's already lit. So you're ready to throw, right? So is that your plan? Throw the grenade or something else?
I'm throwing it and running.
All right,
I'm
full
throwing it and running,
full
bro.
throw.
I'm throwing it as hard as I can into the room. I'm throwing it at that right pillar on the back, so northeast.
The northeast pillar.
I wanted to bounce off the pillar. Yep. And does my strength help with my throwing?
All right, I just gotta bear in mind as well. You definitely can't throw over Deckless easily, right? There is a risk though.
I can't.
If Christian maybe might get in your fucking way, right?
30 feet tall.
Because he's
Christian's
running.
dead.
He's running out of there, right? So he might be in the way of your throw. So you should want to do northeast or you want to do northwest, right? Northwest is
I can throw over.
bit
Yeah, throw
clear.
it northwest, so hit that pillar so it can bounce right behind the troll.
okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that might be your better chance, so you don't have any like risk of failure. Because Christian's adding risk of failure as he's retreating. He is
And
moving
after
toward
I
the
do
east,
that,
but
I'm running.
yeah, he's moving toward the
I'd
north
also
or southeast,
like
but
to
he hasn't
add
moved
real
quite
quick
yet.
before you decide on this. Since I was holding my shield north and facing behind me to see what Goose was doing, obviously there's a lot of room over my left shoulder. I'm only 3 foot tall.
Yeah.
What, cut another 20% of that? He's got a pretty good shot.
Yeah, so
Nice.
throwing over Deckless, you have a good chance. Yeah. All right.
That's what I'm doing.
As he's about to about to throw his grenade, as Deckless is waiting for a response, see what his crew's gonna do. Johnson, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to fire at the enemy, ready a shot, retreat, something else?
So what I'm going to do, would I count as an unseen for the work?
At the moment, yeah, they don't currently see you, right? But you also can't really see
Alright.
them, right?
Well, it's an orc, not orcs. The ogre.
Oh, the ogre. Yeah, he's kind of focused on Christian at the moment, right? He's swung at Christian, so he's technically not looking at you. So
Yeah.
I might give you a partial back.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I want that +4.
Okay, you want to just as he's swinging on Christian, exploit that moment and
So,
fire.
with that +4, would you count close range here too?
Um,
Or would you have to be really close for that?
and last round, while they were insulting I might let you get a surprise shot for the last round actually, because all you did last round was you told Tethro things right while you were having your compo ready. So last round you didn't actually fire yet. So I'll let you fire for last round, surprise round. So like while he was swinging at Christian, you could have fired. So I'll give you that right now.
Yeah.
Okay. You want the +4 to hit or the
Alright.
double damage?
The +4. So, and is it close range?
Yeah, close range. Yep, with your compo. So
Alright,
+1.
so I should have a +6 then.
Okay, so for bonuses, you have close range, you have let's see, your dexterity bonus, right, which is +1, right? Or
+1.
okay, and then you have the +4. All right, so yeah, that's a +6 total. Now, when it comes to penalties, I'll apply it as a there is a penalty here due to the fact that while you were firing, Christian was in the way. He's providing the enemy about maybe half cover, right? So -2 penalty. So instead of a +6, it's a +4 because he's in the way, right?
It's a troll that's half covered.
It's a 7 or it's 8 to
Because the
10
troll's,
feet.
like-
He's about twice our size, so his body covers half the troll, not the full, not the troll ogre. It covers about because he's standing up, so it covers at least a little less than half, but that's still about half of the ogre covered, right? Because he's firing between you and Christian in this one space here, so you guys are technically in the way of his shot, right? Possibly.
Well,
providing
also,
someone
it's a
from cover.
dwarf and
Yeah,
not as
yeah.
tall.
Christian's mostly in the way, so I mean, it wouldn't be -1, it'd be -2, because it would be like if it was a dwarf, it'd be a -1, right? But Christian's a man, so
Right,
it's
but
-2.
with the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best.
Try to curve the shot. I'm
Give me a
going
plus 4 roll.
risk it.
Yeah. D20 plus 4.
Do you want me to just
Oh yeah. Do you want to
roll
roll or
the
should I
D20
roll?
flat?
Either way.
Yeah, I roll.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
If you apply your
Let's not
bonuses,
roll.
let me know. The results are with the bonus. If
Right.
not, then we'll add it after.
Right. Come on.
Okay, so
Holy shit,
17
am I doing?
is the raw roll. Okay, so plus 4 is a 21. Alright, our enemy here has a default armor class of 5. So he's very, very thick skinned. Alright, and he's wearing a plate over himself. Right? So heavy plate gives him an extra bonus of 6. So he's at -1 armor class. Plus his helmet, he's got a heavy helmet. So -3. So
Nat
usually nat 20s will only hit while he's encased in so much armor. So unfortunately, even with your backstab, you go for a weak point, but it gets stuck in the joints of the armor, pretty much. Right?
Yeah,
They've got him
no,
fully
right.
encased. Alright. So he's fully encased in armor, right? And naturally,
Yeah, that was
he's gonna be
last
pretty.
round.
Mhm.
So would I get another thing to
Yeah,
do then?
you're about to. Yeah, you're about. It's your turn again for the second round, which is what we're on currently. Right. This is the second round. So, you have to. We haven't actually gone through the second round yet. We're declaring our actions because Christian's declaration of action,
Okay.
we're round 2, was to go southeast. He hasn't done that yet. Declan, of course, is just
Right.
waiting for orders from Goose. Goose is gonna throw his grenade. So you want to keep firing for the second round, or something else?
Fuck it, we ball. Yeah, keep
Okay,
firing.
keep firing. All right, and then Tethro,
Do I still get my partial back then?
possibly. We're not actually going through. We're declaring actions still, so we haven't determined
Okay.
the results yet. We're
Sorry,
about to.
sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
On my turn, after I throw the grenade, would I have a half turn still to move south?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can throw the grenade and then start falling back right after. That's fair.
Thank you.
And then Tethro, of course, is just waiting to fire. Right, if there's an opening, right, he will fire. He's not trying to shoot someone in the back of the head though. Right. Poseidon, you backed up over here with your bow. Do you want to hold that position or something else? Poseidon?
He might have fell asleep.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay.
Listen, I'm falling half asleep at the moment, but I'm still here. I'm gonna use my fund, my natural 20 thing.
Your fudge? All right. What are you fudging?
Yeah, my fudge. Hitting the fucking orc.
You don't have a line of
Never.
fire. So even with
And
then you would automatically fail, right? You would hit Tethro or Johnson. So if there's no chance of
precisely, that's the plan now. Okay.
a fudge
Um,
only can succeed, yeah. So no matter what, there are some actions that are impossible, right? Like if you shoot a wall, no matter what you'll roll, it's not going to go through it, right? It's not like 5e where magically you succeed, right? No. If you shoot a wall, try an arrow through a wall, it's just going to break, right? Or snap.
That's only really a house rule on 5e, but
Yeah, it's a house
I
rule.
can't do much then.
that's 5.
I guess I'll start slowly moving upwards.
All right,
as
advance with
people
your
are heading
warbow.
the other direction.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah, because you have no line of fire right now. You got too many people in the way. So you would not 20 them in the back of the head, if anything, right? You would fudge an arrow into their head. Okay.
KO.
All right. So you would advance for now, though.
EA Sports. It's in your brain.
All right. So yeah, everyone has declared their action. Let's resolve and they have declared their actions. So let's see what actually happens. So we start off with Christian, right? He tries to retreat, and the ogre continues against his target. He follows you in, swinging his club again at you. And as he's following you through the chamber, of course, Kyle is preparing to cast Charm Person, which would go off at the end of the round. Deckless was waiting for orders. Goose tossed his grenade, right? It was lit at the end of last round. It will blow up at the end of this round, pretty much. So basically, yeah. So he throws it, and let's see. As he throws that grenade, he's gonna fall back. Johnson, of course, continues firing. He gets a clear lineup as Christian is falling back southeast.
Really focus.
Do you still want to target this guy, or are you trying to hit an orc?
I'm targeting the oak.
Ogre? Okay, keep trying to hit the ogre.
But
Alright.
I don't think I have any line of sight of the.
Alright, let's see if you can get that hit. Roll a d20 again, add a +4.
Right.
And you're also flanking now, actually, so add an extra +2, so +6 total as he moves after Christian.
And my other bonuses. So
Just roll a d20, you get a +6 total. Right? So on
Okay.
top of the old bonuses, you get an extra +2 because now you're flanking. It's not a frontal attack anymore, it's a flank.
okay. So since it's not a frontal attack, can I get my full backstab, or is it still a?
No, it's still partial
Partial.
because remember the qualifications are they're unaware, right? Not looking at you, basically. It's kind of there's some leeway there, and secondly, you have to be behind them. Right now, you're not technically behind
Alright.
them, right? You're flanking, so you're on the side.
All right.
Yeah.
I will fire. That's a 19.
Okay, so with a +6, there's a good chance you'll hit. Again, his armor class
Yeah.
is we calculated he had a heavy helmet and a heavy plate and a heavy hide, and that's it. Yeah, so heavy hides, heavy plate, heavy helm. So
Come on.
he has armor class with heavy plate it went to -1, with heavy helm it went to -3, and with heavy hides it went to -5. He has armor class -5. So you scored with the 19 plus 6 is a 25 minus 5, right? You're going up against armor class 5 right now. That's a hit. Yeah, you hit. All right.
A hit.
Pretty sure, yeah. -5. Yeah, you hit. So, you
Alright.
finally get a hit in there, right? And then, give me damage. It's going to be D8 with a composite bow. And you actually get half damage because he's large, right? He's twice your size, roughly, in mass. So it's 1d4 damage.
1d4. Okay.
Yeah.
That's sad.
We're starting to... Remember back then, you guys used to always fight rats and kobolds and you did double damage, right? So, now we're fighting something bigger than us, right? So we're going to do half damage. And it deals double damage to us.
All right. That's only 1 damage, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel
You
as
make
bad
them.
on a d4.
Alright, let's check how tough this guy is real quick. 48 plus 4. And he's massive as well. So 19 hit points. So against you guys, he kind of technically has, 38 since we're doing half, kind of. But, he takes 1 damage, so he has 18 hit points left, right? So,
Oh my god, not 1,000.
Alright, so we nicked him, right? It's about all we did so far with a good shot from our composite bow. So he gets nicked by an arrow, right? And then, of course, Goose's grenade landed. It's going to be affecting a 10-foot area. So just put this on the board, and this detonates at the end of the round. Indicate it with circle. Alright, so he threw it as far as he could, 30 feet. So here's 10, 20, 30. Lands around here. It's as far as I got. Oh. So it hits the deck there roughly. Rolls around maybe. But the rough area is here, right? And that was at the start of the round where he threw it he threw it this round. So as he threw that, as Declan waited for a response and realizing Goose is on the retreat now, right after throwing it, he starts to retreat too, possibly. Is that right, Declan? Or what would you?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so you start to follow him out. Are you doing a fighting withdrawal or full retreat? Fighting withdrawal is half speed, but you're blocking, right? But there might not be a need to do that. You might just full retreat.
Unless I saw a ranged weapon, I'd be full retreating.
Yeah, they're all melee. Okay, full retreat. Okay, so full retreat. It seems like that so far. Who knows, right?
Right. Yeah, because I can see all of the front
Yeah.
ranks. So I mean, if they had a crossbow or a bow, it'd be pretty obvious.
Yeah, you saw only polearm, shields, swords, axes, maces, maybe. All right.
Bastards. Should have brought some grenades, dumbasses.
Let's see. The ogre, of course, rushed after Christian as Christian was trying to back up to the wall, so he followed Christian over there and swung his club at Christian.
Whoa.
We took all their grenades last time we played here.
The enemy, of course, the grenade landed there. It blows up at the end of the round, right? So there's 10-second fuse. So it's just sitting there. The orcs realize that. They, get low behind the pillar. The grenade has been tossed. They raise their shields against it. They're out of the threat zone. But anyway, they are still pouring in.
So they've seen grenades.
Yeah, they've definitely seen them. Literally, we came across their grenades last time. Grenades are...
We literally took all their grenades.
Yeah, we took their stash last time.
There was orcs with grenades.
Yeah, siege equipment. They can use siege equipment. All right, it's not missile weapons, so they can use siege equipment, catapults, guns, because that's part of our game. All right. Technically, most orcs don't unless they're officers. Only the officers usually, like chieftains and guards, orc guards. Alright, we're in dungeon level 1, so we're encountering the weakest kind of orc, the level 1 orc, which are not that strong. Alright, anyway, the ogre here is moving on Christian, another swing. This time he's aiming to kill, right? He doesn't aim to slam you into the wall, he's aiming to actually kill you this time. So just break through your armor class, if he manages, right? He has a +4 to hit as he swings on you. And you have a bow out, so you're in a melee with a bow, so you actually are vulnerable. You can't properly defend. You're not firing or anything, but he has a higher chance to hit you right now if you're firing. Are you firing still as you back? No, you're just full running. Yeah, you're full running, and you are full running. You're 10 feet,
Running.
and therefore your back is to him, and he gets a rear attack bonus, right? He gets a +4. So on top of the +4 he gets for his fighting skill, he gets an extra +4 because your back is turned to him. So it's a +8, unfortunately. Alright, so it's a 19. Let's check your armor class. You might survive because I know you have the heaviest armor available. Alright. So he swings his club into you, overhead swing. And you've got an armor class of -1 without your shield, right? He rolled a 19 to hit, right? That's with all his bonuses, which is just a +4 and the +4 again. So you missed by 1 point. So your armor just barely saved you. So you feel the weight of the weapon against you, right? But as it makes contact with you, you get smashed into the wall, but the armor absorbs most of the blow, and it glances off of your plate, right? It just rebounds off the plate armor, right? So you crushed your back, but the club just bounced right off of the plate. You just feel a forceful back blow against, and you're just pushed into the wall, right? So
I must be blessed by the Pope.
but you didn't actually feel the pain. You just felt the force pushing into the wall, and the armor absorbed all the actual damage, right? Fortunately. Kyle, your spell went off. It's about to go off soon. It's going off at the end of the round. The end of the round is about to happen, right? So that was the melee. There was no other melee. There was no other miss-outs, I think. These guys, Johnson fired. Goose and Deckless were on the retreat. Goose was able to maybe retreat half his movement. I think you're a medium foot, right? So you can maybe do 10. Or were you heavy? You're heavy, right? So
I believe I'm heavy with all the loot. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Okay, so we'll do 10 then. Or no, 5. I mean 5, because
I'll take 10.
You're halfway through the round already after throwing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm on full retreat. So next move is just leave.
full 10. Poseidon, of course, you had a bow shot ready as you try to advance. Tethro is crouched, right, with a crossbow ready to fire. Johnson's, he just fired. Johnson, after you fired, that would only be a moment. Like you could still move half the round. So you fired. You want to start to retreat or something else?
I'm going to. I'm going to start retreating.
Okay.
Like,
so yeah, you can do half your speed out of here.
So it's gonna be a door opening soon. So.
This one, hopefully not.
Yeah.
So as you're running out of there, right, you heard muffled chatter and chains rattling, panicked voices, right? Right. And then, of course, Kyle, your spells. We're at the end of the round now. Finally, Kyle's spell's going off. You casted it against the orc, right? So, cast it against the orc. This guy here. He gets a saving throw versus spells, and that might be a pass. Yeah, he feels funny, right, for a moment, but just brushes it off, right? So he passed the spell save. So you try to concentrate your force of energy against him, but you lost power over him. You were trying to, of course, charm him, and then the spell broke, right, and you couldn't charm him. So I guess you're on the retreat. Right after, you plan to retreat or something else.
Yeah, booking.
Yes,
I'm straight booking it. Fuck out of there.
And as they're moving, of course, these guys are moving around, and this grenade goes off, right? Maybe stray shrapnel hits them. No, it doesn't. All right, these guys were at full cover. But yeah, the grenade went off. with the blast, maybe slow their advance for sure, right? At the very least. Maybe shrapnel hits the ogre. No. All right. But looks like we're on the retreat. At least we have the loot on the way out. Maybe they don't pursue us. Hopefully not. With the retreat, we're gonna do a wandering muster check for the exit. Let's see if we get cut off. Thank goodness we did not. All right. So we're all on the retreat.
Thank good.
Yeah. Let's see. Kyle, I guess you're trying to retreat with Christian at this point. He's in the midst of a melee. Are you trying to retreat or something else? Oh yeah, it's getting hella dark. The crew is leaving you guys behind.
Yeah.
So you're running out of here, I suppose, right? Full sprint. I don't think Christian's gonna make it. He can't outrun these enemies. He's trying to fight them off.
You know what?
You wanna stay back with
You
him?
know what? I'm gonna go behind the. I'm gonna go on the other side of the pillar and try and make it so the
I have a
orc
question
comes
for
at
you.
me and then I fight him and then I die eventually probably.
On my way out, if I threw my smoke grenade, would that allow Christian to get out?
You were already too far back. Did you want to throw it? Let's say, like, yeah, on the way out, instead of fully retreating, you stopped in this falling round. You want to light up a smoke grenade and toss it at the exit. Maybe,
So he can get out.
yeah, maybe it can cover his retreat. At least Kyle's maybe. So yeah, so I would say to wrap up the story, to summarize it, you know, maybe because we're gonna wrap it up here. I think we're about to hit the end time. Yeah, we got 30 seconds on my timer. I put it at 45 minutes. So.
Oh, quick.
It went by quick, yeah. It always does. Anyway, on the retreat, maybe there's a chance based on their choices that they make. But Goose, you know, he stayed back for a moment longer, lit up a smoke grenade, tossed it out of there. Poseidon, I guess you were on the full retreat, trying to just get the heck out of here and profit without any issues. Deckless, was there anything else you wanted to do upon retreat? Or just full retreat out of here?
I'm out, dude.
You're out too? I'm just gonna make sure, Poseidon, you were out of here too, or was there anything else you wanted to do before you left? Poseidon? Did we lose him?
He is full retreat, I'm guessing.
He might be able to sleep.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
exhausted from his guard shift, right? Standing there takes a lot of energy. And then Tethra, of course, follows he's waiting for his master, right? He's like, "Come on," right? And Johnson, you're on the way out here, right?
Go!
You're trying to run or die at this point, right? And you know, Kyle, you want to be a hero today? You want to stay back with Christian and die, or you want to retreat?
Yep. If I can make it into a way where I can save this idiot
Okay.
and die instead, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You want
I'm gonna do
to
that.
catch the ogre's attention, try to draw the ogre to you. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, yes. I show my ass. I scream swear words. I poke the fingers. I do whatever I can to make sure that he comes to me.
All right. So you start calling after him, right? You want to shoot him as you do that, or
Hell yeah, bro! I shoot at him.
okay?
Spit at him.
All right.
Do all that.
So you try to distract him. Christian, do you want to keep trying to retreat after you dodged another death blow? Or do you want to start fighting back? Or something else? You might have to fight back unless, yeah, you get your retreat covered. What's your plan, Christian? Take out that 2-ender you have been saving for a while? Start fighting or something else? You've got 10 seconds to respond.
Well, I tried.
Christian,
Oh, what?
what's your move,
You're
man?
not paying
I wanna
attention.
Run. Sorry.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to run down
Just
the
keep
hall,
running?
like,
Okay.
try to get out of the hall.
You just
Yeah.
keep running, right? Full sprint out of there. Your full 10 feet. That's heavy equipment. All right. Yeah, it kind of sucks being a heavy equipment sometimes. All right. So you try to retreat, and as you try to retreat, Kyle's shooting at him, pelting and spitting at him. The orcs are moving in, right, on the position, trying to, completely surround you. They got a speed of roughly, I think, like 30, 40 feet, despite their armor. They have good armor training. They move well in their armor. They don't get in the way of their heavy. These guys just like stand here at the ready. He's got a pole arm. I don't think he's gonna reach you. You're out of here. These guys, of course, pour in. Kyle, you see they're about to close the distance on you. You fired at the ogre. It's a back shot, technically. Yeah, he's like focused on him, so you can get a back shot. I'll let you shoot him to his back. If you're a thief, you would have had a huge bonus, but you're not. So you got a basic bonus. You want to roll for yourself, or should I roll for you on the table? You're taking a risk.
Just roll for me, bro. I don't matters at this.
All right. And that one.
Bye.
Wow. Worst roll possible. Okay. So what actually happens, of course, is, you were moving, and you tripped. You tripped, man. You tripped up. You're trying to like get the drop on him. You end up tripping, like tripped over something, maybe a bone, right? You tripped over, fell on a bone right before an orc, right? And the orc, of course, just steps on you, right? And takes you a prisoner. He steps on you and oinks, right? They hold you down. You're on the ground. They just step on you.
Back shots.
Yikes. So we lost Kyle. Sometimes the worst fate than death is capture, right? Let's see.
I will fight to the death.
And then
if I have to.
Christian, you were running out of here, but as you ran, the ogre took another swing at you. He jabbed at you with his club. It's not as effective, but he tries anyway. Jabs his club into you through the crack here. 16 with his bonuses. He's got a +8 total because it's a +4 for the rear attack, +4 for his fighting skill. That is a 24.
Yeah, goodbye.
That's out of your armor class, so he's gonna hit you. So his club, of course, it actually deals basically a tree branch club, right? It's huge. It does a D10, but double because you're smaller than him, so double damage. All right. He crushes you for 11 damage. Through your heavy armor, you're squashed like a bug, right? Negative 6 hit points. You're just splattered, right?
My God, may I rest in pieces.
Our heavy boy gets crushed under the weight of a massive tree, right? Spiked club.
Yeah.
Alright, it's unfortunate. I would actually maybe reduce the damage because he did jab. It's not an effective jabbing
Don't I have a
weapon.
reroll? Don't I have a
I
reroll?
was about to ask that.
Yeah, so the jabbing damage would be a little less. I would say if he's jabbing with it, it's a spiked club. He's jabbing. He's crushing you by jabbing you into the wall.
That'd be like at least half.
Yeah, I'll say it's half. And half of 11 is 5, and he only had 5 hit points. So you're not quite dead. You're almost dead. You're at 0, so you're dying, right? Maybe you got final words. Maybe you can go out with a blast if you have a grenade on you or something, right? So you get final words at least, Christian, for being at exactly 0 hit points. Yeah. So we'll give you the 5 damage instead, since he had a jab at you through the small space, right? Use covering in this case to your advantage against a large weapon, and it actually succeeded. Therefore, he could only jab at you effectively. He effectively jabbed at you, but it only was able to cause you to almost die. You're dying. You're pressed up against the wall. A spike has gone through your cuirass. You're pinned against the wall. You have final words if you want, basically. Right. How would you want to react to this? Right. You get pinned. He stabs you into the wall. Right. Like a little bug.
He just yells, Griffith!
What do you want to yell?
Griffith.
You want to scream Griffith?
No.
That would be
That would be funny, but what do you want to yell at him? You have your final words. Final famous words. Last words.
Could I say a
He just
prayer
shuts up and
for
dies.
You
my
want to pray?
brothers to escape?
You pray, you're like, God help us, let Kyle leave, and you see Kyle being pinned down to the floor by some orcs.
Just back shots, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I know.
Alright.
Yeah.
That is very Griffith of you.
So very good, very Griffith. Yeah. All right, it's quite unfortunate, but let's see the reaction to you. Victory is theirs, and they have a different agenda. They're not here to kill you; they're here to make you a prisoner, right? So after stabbing you, like he steps back with you at the end of his basically pike end of his spiked club, right? The spike at the tip of it. just pulls you to the ground. The orcs take you there from there. So we lose another 2 to capture, right? As our party retreats out of there. You try to cover the retreat, but at least you covered your own retreat, right? It's smoked up. The crew is leaving.
Yeah.
They don't pursue us, fortunately. You know, 60 fucking
what is
orcs
that, like
pursue us. That would be horrible.
Vector?
Because technically they could pursue us and actually close the distance on our slowest men. But they did not continue the push, right? Also, maybe a little teaching moment here. If you're a slow guy and you're trying to retreat, like what the party was doing, you have to figure out new ways, maybe clever ways to cover your retreat. Hence why some magic users have the spell Hold Portal, right? So now you can see why that might... I know a lot of you said, Hold Portal is fucking useless. Why would I need to keep a door shut on my retreat?
Oh no, that's a great.
Well,
Yeah.
It's awesome.
yeah, so if you're a heavy, this comes very in handy, right? So, or really
Also,
handy.
like cutting off your
How many
helmet.
characters was that now that I've had?
Unfortunate. Sorry, brother. You lost another tonight. And this one's not even killed, so you don't get to inherit anything. His death is not confirmed, so you can't actually inherit anything until you're a KIA. But there's no evidence of Christian being killed in action, and Kyle, so your next of kin can't inherit anything until they find proof of your death. So you guys are captured and not
Another
killed.
Holy Crusader lost in
Right.
the Great Games.
Unless we all donate to their surviving
Yeah.
kin.
Yeah, so that's how it usually goes. The spoils in our current way of playing the game, by the way, Jenks, that's what we do. You're still compensated your share despite dying, right? It's only fair, right? So it goes to your next of kin.
Yeah.
Only if you're not a huge nerd.
Yeah, and only if you're not retarded. Like, so if you were a liability to the group and your death wasn't work related, then yeah, you won't get compensated.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, it wasn't the smartest things you did. Wasn't the smartest things you did,
Alright.
Christian, honestly.
Kyle, you could have survived it. You could have survived, but you wanted to be a hero today, and you get
Yeah.
captured instead.
Yeah.
Alright. That's lawful of you, though. So I'll give you the lawful status. Definitely a lawful
You
thing
gotta
with you.
make out fun. What I'm saying?
Alright.
Make it fun.
You might be a lazy magic user, but you're not exactly lazy. You know, you did some things. You did what you could, right? You casted your spell. You did your job, and you also stayed behind with your bro, right? You got captured. All right. Those who made it out, good job. Congratulations, you survived. You win the game, and you get a profit out of this
Yay.
and celebrate your victory and losses.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't believe I hit the ogre.
That was a lucky shot. 1 damage though.
Yeah. Not a lot of damage. What's D4? 1 damage. It's not like getting 1 damage.
I would have had my elf here.
Yeah,
I would have annihilated
would've
so
fucked
many
them up.
fucking people.
Okay, so yeah.
Sure.
If I had any of my magic users, absolutely.
My elf has 2.
We can
fire
try to
damage and
recover your magic
Um,
users. I'll
Is
look
it
through my notes.
possible
if you
for
wanna-
me to head to bed now?
Yes, you're good. Thank you for playing Gold. Have a good night. We'll take care of the rest.
Oh, yo.
Thank you for
See
playing,
you
brother.
around.
See you at the next one.
Couldn't you do like another 20?
Another what? Another 20 hours?
Another
Let's see.
20 minutes.
Another 20 minutes.
20 hours.
Can I shoot him?
No, I'm a dwarf.
I'll just fudge the numbers. There we go.
Yikes. Alright,
See you
good night,
around.
brother. Let's go over the loot. So, in the end, we're going to take off the loot off those loot carriers. Fortunately, the loot carriers did not stay behind and die. They exited the dungeon with the loot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that happen a couple times in the past recently. The loot guy dies, and we leave the loot, and it was all for nothing. Fortunately, your crew got out with the
That's
treasure.
why I took it, because I am so used to that. That's happening 3 times with me, and I'm like, fuck you guys, I'm taking it. I'll go put it on the horse before I sit in there and wait.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna
Fuck that.
don't want to fucking play 3-hour game. Profit.
That's
not
what I
the
did
end of
last time. I put it on the fucking cart, right?
Mhm.
And I'm glad I did, because whenever we left, we all had the loot, right? Because I did it before. And people were like, you're gonna do that? I'm like, fuck you guys, dude. You
MVP
don't
right there.
understand."
MVP. All right.
It's reasonable.
The copper's been recovered. We got 0 kills from that, I think. Yeah. So no XP, but XP for treasure recovery. So.
Would I get XP for bluffing them?
I was gonna say that was an encounter. That was 6 orcs that we.
I would say yeah. That's usually when you do a job based skill and succeed, like it has to profit you. So like thieves of course can get XP, if they it's reasonable for a thief to get XP for disabling a trap because no longer is it.
Me because I got all that loot.
Yeah, you clear them out, so that's the reward, the XP for the loot that you got. Yeah. but
He looted dead people.
your job is fighter, right? So if you
Yeah.
Loot dead people.
that was the reward for convincing them you got the treasure without a fight, right? So okay.
That's if we split it all equally, that's 2 XPs.
All right.
Everyone.
So yeah, that's 12 XP total, right? And then some of you are old soldiers or Grognards, you'll get double whatever you get. Let me check if there's anything else we can loot from this. I think that's all we managed to recover, sadly. Oh, the fucking the herbs, right? Who had the herbs on them?
Yeah.
It was on the
My
horse.
I did.
That was
Or he did. Yeah.
Christian's horse.
Ah, damn, Christian
Yeah,
died.
I
Alright.
wore-
You guys will bring his horse back
So-
to him. His next of kin, of course.
Yeah.
So
I'd bring it with me.
that's at least the least you can do. Yeah, you'll lead it back to town, right? But fortunately it was left on the horse, so the loot's still ours, right? Okay, so let me get the loot off the horse real quick. It was 50 pounds of herbs, an extra 50 coppers. Alright. Fortunately, that doesn't equal out to any
I think
XP.
you said each one was 50 coppers.
Yeah, every pound. Every pound. It was 50 coppers worth of loot there.
Right, so 50 times 50.
No. Each herb was 1 copper. So, like 1 pound of herbs is 1 copper, like $10. So, all right. Total loot became 1250 copper pieces. All right, and
So much.
all right, we had 2 casualties today. Right, that's unfortunate. So we're back to day 0 without an incident. Let's see.
His little sign just keeps getting turned back. Little
Yeah.
warehouse sign.
All right. Yeah, this was preventable.
Just make a post every time
It's-
somebody
yeah.
dies. Just goes
Christmas. All right. The shares are gonna be 7 ways unless anyone thinks that someone in the crew deserves a half or double share, right? So
Yes.
I think everyone
I
deserves an
I
equal
forgot
share.
to include that.
Oh yeah, already
Yeah, I
someone's
feel
getting a half. Freaking Tethro is getting a half because he's a retainer. So is that okay? Right? That he takes a
Yeah.
half share. The other option, of course, if the party really thinks Tethro only benefited his master, you can make the master pay out of pocket and not use the party shares to pay Tethro. But that would make them both mad, right? Because they both would get less.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's
So if the party agrees, they can make
paid by
that happen.
Johnson.
He held the poll.
You guys think
Yeah.
Tethro did his job?
For traps for Johnson, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So we're okay with it. He's gonna take party half share then. That's per usual. All right. So in that case, he gets 1 share. You all get 2 shares. So that's a total of 7 shares. So 1250 divided 7 equals the shares. So 1250 divided 7 ways equals 178 per share. So a single share is 178 coppers.
That's not bad.
That is a single share. So that's what Tethro gets. But you guys get double shares, right? You guys get a full share. So times 2,
Oh.
you guys get 357. I think that's how it would math out. So there are 6 of you.
That's a lot
yeah.
of money.
So 357 coppers. Let me make sure the math is
And then
correct.
we have there's an extra 4 coins.
3, possibly, yeah. There might be some remainder. 350 times 6 is. Oh wait, I think I did the math wrong. Oops. Okay, let me do that again. Let's see.
No, I never.
Oh, I did do
No,
the
I
math
never
wrong.
actually.
I did the math wrong. Okay, yeah. So it's 1 share, 2 shares each of us, right? So it's 13 shares. I was supposed to divide it 13 ways. My bad. So 1250 divided by 13. Okay, there we go. That's more accurate. Okay, so it's 96 coppers for a single share in the spoils, and then a double share, which is what you guys get, right? Which is a full share. That's times 2, so that's 192. So 192 coppers, and then of course remainder. So to determine remainder, we'll do 192 times 6 plus 96 equals 1248. There's 2 extra coppers, which will either give. I'll probably just give it to the retainer, right? Bring him to 98.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say give the divide between the dead people.
Oh, that
Oh,
can be done
that makes
too. Yeah, since they lost their
Another
lives.
Holy Crusader lost
So they'll get
his
193
organs.
instead.
So in this case, not a big deal, but generally, I think if we have extra, let's give it to the dead people.
Yeah.
Families.
They lost more. They're going to get less anyway, because they get 90% of the bank's funds. Alright, so that's what it's going to be for the copper shares. We'll do the XP now. So when it comes to XP, Steam Tetheros only promise half. But I'll say there's 7 of you. You'll all at least get 1, including Tethero. So that would account for that would count for 7. So there's only 5 left. So the last 5. I think that the last 5 can be divided by the living if you guys want. So
Yeah.
that'll be the most profitable. Because if it goes to the dead, it will only be inherited as 10 coppers, which is not very profitable.
So there's 5.
So basically, you 5 get 2, and these 2 get 1, right? So, alright, so that's how it's going to be split. Okay, I'm going to annotate it so I don't forget. So, just to go over everything. Johnson, today you earned... What's that? Yeah, so...
I should be halfway. I almost did my
Yeah,
calculation.
you're at 7 now, right? You earned 2
Oh,
today.
7? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then you also earned a share of 192 coppers. So on top of your 63, let me do the math real quick. So you had 63.
Never banked it. I
Oops,
should've-
that's risky. Yeah, if you died, you would have lost it.
Yeah, but I did it.
Alright, so you're at 255 on you. So about 3 pounds of copper. Alright. And technically, you're getting super close to leveling up now, right? So just maybe 1 or 2 more games, and you'll finally be a T2. You're doing really good as a leader.
How much?
Scout.
Yeah.
Let's see. Probably one of the
how
best
much
bees. Yeah, what's
do I
up?
have?
You're at 255 on your person, 21 in the bank. Alright, that's your payout. Oh wait, Tethero's turn. Tethero earned 2 XP. That's a lot for a retainer. And then, let's see. He earned 96 coppers for his share of the spoils. Okay, next is Poseidon, right? Poseidon earned his 192, right, copper pieces for standing guard today. Very good. And 2 XP. Right. And then Christian, you died, you earned your 1 XP, so you're... Oh, he's a Grognard. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, he gets double. Alright, so 10. The player gold, his household is an old soldier household, like in one of the old houses. So they level up a little faster. Alright. Let's see, Christian. Let's see. You earned 1 today, so you should be at 5 now. And money wise, it goes straight to the bank for your next of kin. So that was 193 to the bank. Alright, so you won't be starting from scratch. And fortunately, the horse is left outside, so anything on the horse is inheritable as well. Everything else is lost to the dungeon, aka the orcs, right? Who are going to loot the shit out of you and capture you, right? Goose. Let's see. Goose, good job today. You earned your share of 2, double because you're an old guard, or Grognard, so you're at 4 XP then, out of 20. And then your share is 192. So, pretty good. Alright, and then Kyle, you died today as a hero. You try to stay back with your boy, and you earned 1 XP. You earned 193 for your share. So next time you come back to play, you won't be from scratch again. And if you really want to, you can name this next character, of course, the actual heir of Nile, right? So that you can actually, well, actually, you only can inherit from 1 character. So I guess you have 2 dead characters that you can possibly inherit from. So you can choose between them, right? Alright, so.
Hey, the dead characters were brothers, and Niles not your brother.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, 193 is in the bank. Oops, I put in the wrong account. 0. Banked copper pieces. Wait, quite unfortunate that he had to die again. That's his 2nd death in a row. Alright. Same with
Shit, I died 9 times in 1 weekend. So.
yeah, you've gone through it, right? So you did your share of dying. Only took 9 deaths to learn how to actually not die. Let's see. Jenks, of course, welcome back. You earned your share of 2 XP and then 192 coppers. Good job. All right, that's all the results in.
Whoa.
Good job,
I
everyone.
want my percentage, bruh.
Percentage XP bonus? It's pretty small now, so yeah, everyone does have bonuses, but they only apply or matter once you get more than 10 XP, usually 5 or 10 XP. So
If I would have had my elf, we would have got more.
it's okay.
Mhm. But man, I'm getting so close to level.
Well, you decided not to bring the elf, dude.
I thought the random chick was gonna be with us. I did not want to risk it.
That wasn't a chick, was it?
Sure sounded like one.
Sounded like a girl.
It is in my book.
They're also young,
He's
so
13. He's 13. He's 13. Yeah, he's 13.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or she.
I do gotta ask honestly. Both of your friends have been, all your friends recently, you know, have been a little disruptive. I appreciate you inviting them, really do. But if they're gonna be a drag on the crew, it's not really worth it, right? So, you can still invite other friends. It's just for next time, so we don't waste more time than we need to, right? Make sure they actually want to play and have the time. But I appreciate your efforts to bring people into our group. So, just sometimes
Also,
it takes away.
I want to point out, it says +1 XP bonus for following your Instagram. I'm followed, so...
Plus 1%, yeah. Which
No,
that's not.
what it says on the latest one. Look at that. 4 posts up.
Uh,
So embarrassing. 3 posts up.
repost it. Which one?
I'm just guessing. Well, so mostly I think it was a typo, but if you check your third up on support the game, it's +1 XP.
Oh, it does say. Yeah, it's supposed to be 1%.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Talking about.
Shit, I'll take 3 games of +1.
Oh, yeah,
Fuck it.
plus 1% XP. My bad. That is a typo. Yeah, I appreciate you catching
You
that for
should
me.
give him 1 XP for finding a typo.
Thank you.
Through XP typo?
Here, how about this?
Also, I thought I could double my XP for the reroll, or how does that work? Is that per game, per campaign?
So, yeah, the reroll. It's for the hero roll. If you're a hero patron, then you get a reroll per game, but it resets every game, right? So if you used a reroll or if you didn't, you'll always have 1 reroll per game if you're a hero. I know that you were a Grognard or subscribed for a while.
Is that different than Grognard?
What was that?
Is hero above Grognard?
It's hero, then hero's the lowest tier, right? So it's hero, then legend, then Grognard. But I know you were subscribed for a long while, so I might let you take on a Grognard role for this month. If you're planning to play for a month, I'll let you be a Grognard for a month since you've been subscribed for like 6 months or a year without playing.
Oh, am I not a Grognard right now? Or what do you mean?
I think you're subscribed to hero. If you look on Patreon, I can double check. Let's see.
Oh, you're good. No, I'll double check. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Patreon.
What is doodles?
The support channel. Oh, you might be a Grognard. I'll double check it. Audience, active. Oh, you're a legend. Never mind. So you have the fudge as well, but you're not a Grognard. Grognard is gonna be 1 step up. So you're legend. So you have the fudge per game too. So every game you can fudge a roll. Whether it's any roll that you come across, you can fudge it, right? As long as it's within that roll. So like, for example, if you're,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of players have been doing that recently. And that's really good, right? So it's making it more skill based instead of just based on luck, right? So, a little bit more skill based here and there, so you don't have to rely on just pure luck all the time.
I have a
My
question.
fifth character.
No swear. Sounds good.
All right. What's up? What's your question?
Oh, what is doodles for the?
Oh, that's just the art page, the Instagram art page. So if you're subscribed to Old School Adventurer Instagram, then you can get a bonus there too, 1%. So those are just my
Okay,
doodles.
because I'm subscribed to every of those that I could, like YouTube, Twitch.
Yeah. So as soon as
Instagram,
you
doodles.
do like one of those master level 1 dungeon delves that Geese is able to run because he has a fucking level 2 elf, right? So he should definitely be able to, especially with all the spells. Then yeah, you might profit 10 XP per game, and if that's the case, then you will end up with a bonus, right? So maybe one or
Yeah,
two for free.
I'm trying my hardest to get
Yeah.
all I can get, so I can get bonus XP like without paying.
Like the average amount of XP
Well-
you're gonna pull from like a level 1 dungeon is maybe 10 XP, but divide it 6 ways or so, then everyone gets like 1 or 2, right? So, that's
Which
just
I'm
how it
playing
is.
safe, which is a lot.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I do
definitely gonna
recommend. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, anyways, have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night. Thanks, guys. If you have any other questions or concerns, feel welcome to let me know. Otherwise, I really appreciate y'all showing up and playing it again. One last thing. Yeah, I did notice that larger crews, of course, we have people always kind of standing in the back sometimes. Yeah, they might find something to do, but I would think maybe if we can figure out a more optimal way to utilize their ability to work, that would be best, right? I know a lot of you are against splitting the party, but that's usually when the party's unskilled. It becomes a concern, or too small to split at all. But if most of you are more experienced, so technically we could start having like larger delves. You can flank any positions and explore separate areas if need be, right? Push from different directions into a cave, right? Just something to think about. You don't have to, but just so that we don't got people like
I had a
idle.
level.
Yeah.
I had a level 1 fighter. I didn't want to really push.
Risk,
If I was my
yeah.
elf, I would have changed things. But I really did think that new character was going to be there.
Yeah.
Because she, said, "Oh, I'm going to change to my phone and be on there."
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "All right." So she's probably going to fuck shit up. So I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, well, whatever. I'll bring a fighter in and chance it."
Yep. You still did good. Yeah. Never know with those new players. Always can't really count on them. But now I guess you can say that this is more of a reconnaissance, right? So now you know what's up ahead, right? And you can bring back
I'll
the
bring my
proper
elf next time.
tools and men and powers you need.
Another thought too, we could sabotage the release for the actual traps and reactivate the traps, like make it so they can't change them.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny. They try to fucking disable that trap, it doesn't work.
The way the elf's set up is very combat oriented. I don't really have a lot of protection and stuff like that. So.
He's a glass cannon. Yeah.
That's pretty much what he is, man.
Yeah, can't wear heavy armor, so he's lithe. He's gotta be quick, fast at fighting.
Yeah.
Bow and arrows, right? That's why probably
Biggie.
Owls didn't use. I guess if you really think about it in a wargaming perspective and based on the art, like those guys who play, probably maybe just speculation, but those guys probably drew elves with bows a lot for a good reason, right? It wasn't just because bows liked bow or elves liked bows for no
That's
reason.
why I have the combo and whatnot.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna lightning bolt. If I had lightning bolt down that hall, dude, they would have been fucking toast.
Yeah, it fucking would have went through so many of them, toasted them. Yeah, easy day.
Oh
Right.
yeah, dude. And then followed up with a fireball to finish them off. It would have been game over.
Yeah, definitely something we can try next run.
Fucking newbies.
Next time, brother.
All right, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna head off then. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for playing.
Alright, boys.
When's your next game? Next weekend?
I'm actually on leave right now, so I don't have work today or Wednesday, but I'm gonna go back to work Thursday and Friday, because I technically don't really work on those days, but I have TRS. I'm transitioning out, so I have like some classes.
You playing another game tonight, or am I going to bed?
I'm gonna get dinner, and if people are on, then yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright,
have a
boys.
good,
Peace
have
out.
a good
See
dinner,
ya.
buddy.
Good night, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm on leave.
Oh, you're on leave? Yeah, I'm on leave. I forgot to put my sign up. Alright, have a good night, guys. Take care.
Take it easy, bud.